Here to
Because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Hi guys. We're like super on time today. I'm proud of us. We didn't go off the rails behind the scenes talking about something and then forgetting that we had hit the live button. Which we do
Yeah,
that.
We talked about eating corn.
Yeah.
That was true. Yeah.
Get your
Speaking
mind
of
out of the gutter, chat. It was actual corn that you eat.
We
Well,
literally saw corn.
Yeah, it was brought on by the fact I just got back from grocery shopping in Tesco. And they were the very dedicated people in Tesco.
Oh,
They will do anything to make sure that your meat tastes the best it can taste.
Oh my god! And you only have to pay £5 for that.
That's what a steal.
It is. It's an absolute bargain.
Oh my goodness.
I
Wow.
don't really want anything rimmed by anyone.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, you know who does.
Oh, I don't know
No,
if I
we
want to
don't.
know.
We don't, I promise.
I am only. This is. I don't think this Star Trek joke can be topped. I think it's physically impossible.
Come.
That's a deep
get
cut
it.
joke. He's talking to a replicator. It's normally tea, Earl Grey hot. This is.
Oh.
Come.
Oh my god!
And look, all I'm saying is Riker, it was a really awkward time to enter that room.
Okay.
You know, I wonder if they can replicate that.
Yes, they can replicate anything. Now, whether it would be restricted by the computers, but I don't think much stuff was restricted. They only had like Romulan ale because it was actually alcoholic.
Yeah, well, speaking of replicating, did you guys hear that Jim Carrey was cloned?
Ah, that was a nice
did.
segue.
You did. You heard that he was cloned. Yeah.
I
mean,
did.
silly me.
Um,
At first, I thought it was AI. I watched it about 5 times and then realized
That's
it
just
was not.
disturbing.
That it's just very bad. He had bad work done. And I mean, he could be sick, could be drugs, but the very glaring thing here is that he had bad work done because I get why people are zooming in on the eyes, but it's like, one, he could have contacts that
Lights.
change the color.
Well, there could be lights that
He has, like,
change
hazel
because it's like a
eyes.
different shade and they're
Yeah.
shining right into his eyes.
And
But the thing
also,
is,
it's the work that he had done around them is what's changing what like makes it look like the shape.
yeah,
is-
his eyelids have definitely been pulled upwards.
They're not hoods anymore. They're like, it's like the wind's blowing his face back.
Yeah, he's probably had skin removed and then pulled upwards. It looks like he may have had facelifts, but there's also periodically you get Tom Cruise, who does not look like Tom Cruise. There was a picture of him outside of a curry house in Birmingham, didn't look like himself. And apparently he gets like a really deep acid peel that makes his like very puffy
Really?
skin. And everyone was like, this is not Tom Cruise. But then it like calms down and he looks like himself again. And I'm wondering if that's what's happening here. The strangest thing about this for me is the larger variety clip when he's talking to them all, he doesn't seem like himself. Like, he seems like an entirely different personality.
Yeah,
He's
it's true. Let me
insecure,
pull that one up.
clearly.
Yeah, well, he's.
Well, it could just be
Wait, hold on. Let me-
substances that he's taken have made him a bit happier than normal or whatever.
He's
'Cause he comes out
California
with this
sober.
French accent as well. It's all very strange.
Yeah, I think he talks in that one, but I'm gonna pull up the one that's just him talking without like the eye thing on the side there. I thought I had it. Maybe I put it in the I guess not. Maybe I put it in.
Oh, when I'm looking at Tom Cruise and I put acid peel and his face just looks super puffy. And yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I've seen women do that too. They get like vampire facials and stuff like that. So
I'll see if I can get the actual picture from. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. It's not a picture. Well, you can pull up if you want to pull up Tom Cruise and then we'll do the Jim Carrey video. I got it.
This is what the. Hang on. There's like 5 million ads. I think I have managed to zoom in past the ads.
You did.
That's a terrible picture. They put a low quality version of it.
But it does look puffy.
But people were like, is that Tom Cruise? Like, it looks like a bad impersonator of Tom Cruise. And there was lots of talk about, is it actually him there? Because they were like, Tom Cruise has come to our restaurant. I was like, are you sure?
That's a good way to put it. It's an allergic reaction to Hollyweird. Yeah. Basically.
But yeah, he gets like several layers of skin removed, apparently, or something with this peel. Which is better than facelifts, I'm guessing. Oh, she's gone. You can't insult Tom Cruise.
I hit a button and I thought I accidentally kicked her.
Have you kicked her?
I didn't. No. I didn't. If I did, she would just...
You were just considering it.
No, I was going to share screen, and when I clicked share screen, she went away, and I'm like, did I hit a button? Like, it just was like a bad
She
timing.
heard Corey and left. Like, not in my house.
I'll wait till she comes back for this. But so initially when I saw this, like I said, I'm not even joking, watched it like 5 times because I'm like, it was also very late and I'm sitting there on my phone like, do I have time for this right now? And I thought maybe it was someone messing with AI or like an impersonator.
Oh no, it's definitely a thing.
It's definitely him. So I think actually I'll be right back. Anyone that's just joining, she just maybe her internet sneezed or something. She'll be right back.
Maybe it was just Canadian.
Maybe it was just Canadian. But yeah, it's weird to me because somebody, especially Jim Carrey, he's somebody who made his living by doing the facial expressions, right? That was his comedy. Physical comedy is a big thing with him, and he always did those like just hilarious facial expressions. And now getting like Botox, and there's a little bit.
Well,
I don't know whether he has.
I don't know whether he has got Botox or a facelift.
I think it's definitely a facelift, maybe not Botox, because you can even see right here, there's still some lines. So you're right, maybe just a facelift, and he got some kind of like, I forget what it's called, but people get it like around their eyebrows and like eyes, and it's weird.
And I also don't know whether, like, there's all kinds of weird makeup. And one of the things that happens is if you're used to seeing a bloke that's like age gracefully and you've got wrinkles, and then suddenly the wrinkles go because of makeup, that's going to look weird in itself. So I don't know. Is it foundation? What covers up all of you?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did this as like a joke and then we see him again and this was like makeup or something.
But what gets me is his personality is entirely different. Because he's normally quite an arsehole in interviews. He never seems to be communicating with the interviewer very well. And in this, he's like glowing. It's like the happiest person you've ever seen in your life. And he's really friendly with them all. I've never seen him in interviews like that. It's very strange.
Yeah.
But again, that could just be substances. He just feels really happy today.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It could just be like he's putting on something, or because you've seen him so much in interviews. Like I think we only watched some of it because didn't want to get in trouble. But when he was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like, you're like telling me he's like part of the Illuminati and stuff, and he calls out people all the time, and that's how like that was his personality. And it's like now he's like very docile and just calm. And I don't know. Let's watch it. I don't know. Actually, I'll be back soon, I think. But we'll just start it.
You know, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy,
and he does sound different, but it's like you can still tell that it's him, but he's being lower the way he's.
Well, yeah, but so people do different things to their voice depending on what they're trying to do. So you might project to try and make your voice more forceful, and he's removing the bass from his voice to try and come across as very passive and sensitive, and this is a really feeling motion for me. So I could understand, like, it's just a normal tone of his voice. I just don't know why he's doing it that way. Like, I've never seen him do this.
That's what I'm saying. I won't be surprised if it comes out that this was a joke and then we see him normal again.
Well, he comes out speaking French, or like when he comes up to him in a French accent.
Is this a French? Where is this? I forgot what this was. Is this a French?
I think this is a French award.
A French award, but yeah.
Yeah, he did the entire. He did the entire award speech that you normally do in French, but also learns a French accent to put on during it. Then comes out and speaks to them in it. Very odd from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like a novice, but I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried, and what I said was true, and I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. You know? I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, love him.
That's why I think he's on something.
I think he's like, because I know, I'm pretty sure that it's come out that he, battled with some depression, which a lot of these comedians do. So maybe he's actually on something for that to just like calm him and keep him happy, some kind of happy pills or something.
Whether it's happy pills or whatever, it's clear. But to get that emotion, you say my dad and immediately start crying. It's like no.
See, this is what I'm saying. It feels like a method acting movie stunt, like when he was doing Andy Kaufman. That's why I won't be surprised. It's weird, but if that's what comes out, then okay, he was doing that. It's definitely him, because people were saying he's cloned, and it's like, it's not a clone. I really don't believe it's. I know.
Well, the reason why I don't believe in the clone stuff is because everyone goes, all these people are clones. They're all absolute nobodies, which are utterly useless at everything they've ever done in their entire life, and nobody cares about them. Like, if you were going to clone people, you would clone world leaders. You wouldn't clone some 2-bit pop star who's only known for being a slag. Like, there are more important people to replace.
Yeah.
Than Jim Carrey, who's not even, nobody thinks about Jim Carrey anymore. I've not even heard the thing he's getting an award for. He was big in the 90s.
Well, I mean, he's still good. Like, people love him in Sonic and stuff. Like, he's still popular. But the thing is, like, and this is silly. I know they clone animals and stuff, right? I don't stay on top of like what's happening with people. We probably don't really know the truth of what's happening if they're cloning people.
The animal that they cloned was a sheep.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they didn't clone it, but if you are going to clone an animal, don't clone one that looks the same as all the others.
Yeah.
Like, sheep are renowned for looking identical, so it's probably not the best. It's an identical clone, yes, and his brother.
Yeah. But I saw a girl said this interesting. I was listening to this woman talk about it, and it was interesting. She said, like, she doesn't believe this is a clone, but, she understands why people might think that. But her theory was that if, they are cloning people, they would do it at like birth, right? And it's not like Jim Carrey was famous at birth or anything like that, So it's like he started getting famous in the 90s. So if they were gonna,
why would you clone someone?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, she raises an interesting point. If you're going to clone someone, they have to grow. That is an interesting point.
I mean. That was her point. So it's not. I do think this is Jim Carrey because you could see characteristics of it. That's him. I just think he got awful work done, or this is a stunt, and he's got some movie coming out. Either way, I hope he's okay. This is weird.
Well, he's definitely got work done, or is trying to make up for the first time ever.
Do you remember? What was it? The Weeknd. Oh, here. Hold on a second. What was it? It was The Weeknd. He did a
The last time I was hearing something was The Mask.
Oh no! But The Weeknd. He's a rapper or singer, but he's a singer.
Oh God.
He did this thing and everyone freaked out because he made it look like he got work done, and his face looked awful. He did some like live performance, and the internet blew up, and it was just makeup. He had like prosthetics on and stuff. He took it off, and he was totally normal again. That's what I'm saying. Could be going on.
Well, I don't think he's changed enough to have prosthetics on, because a lot of it is like skin smoothing. It just looks weird because you normally see him and you can see all of the wrinkles and stuff, and now it's all gone.
Hello.
I think that's all it is.
She's on her phone. Hi. I didn't know if you wanted me to pull you in because she's having internet issues, guys.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
Do I sound okay?
Men in Black. Yeah, you sound good. You sound good.
You sound like you're on a phone.
But it's not bad. It's not like an echo or like, awful. So
okay.
Like those reels are hilarious when there's like someone that looks like an alien and these guys dress up like the Men in Black. Anyways, how much was left? We have a few more minutes here. Is this when he starts talking in French?
Probably.
Which isn't far-fetched because he's Canadian and sometimes
Because
they
the
know,
French
yeah.
is the intro, but I've not. This is different. It might be edited.
And having Michelle, you know,
No.
that was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, you know? Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Laverne was off the hook.
Now this is the scary part to disprove because it's French and he looks scary.
I can't believe he committed to doing all that. I was really, is this about someone else? My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
See, that's what I mean. I would not be surprised if he's doing some kind of movie role and this is like prosthetics on it. Like I said, look up you don't have to, but if you want to, I'll do it. I'll look up The Weeknd.
The other option as well, for me, it's more his personality, not his face. I think his face is just surgery.
Yeah.
But it is the option that every other interview we've seen of him is actually him acting, and this is just how he is normally. Like, he is just a lot calmer than the put-on persona he does in everything else.
But yeah, he used to, like when he played Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, he had to, I think he ended up having to go to therapy because he's a method actor and he went so deep into it that he was Andy Kaufman for like a while. So it could be something like that, but I'm trying to find, here it is right here. This is what I was talking about with The Weeknd. This was fake and the internet lost their mind. He did this and went out like, and did are any of these getting big? If I open it in a new tab, there we go. That wasn't real. That was all prosthetics.
Just the Michael Jackson nose, yeah.
But like the internet thought that it was real, and they freaked out. And then the next day he came out, and he was just completely normal. So that's what I mean.
There was a guy that explained that though, how families get like the same nose. They say a good surgeon will give you a nose that fits your face, but a bad surgeon gives the same nose to everybody. And if you're going to have surgery, you ask people that you know for recommendations, so they give you the name of their surgeon, and then the entire family just end up looking the same.
Yeah.
Because he's done the same face on all of them.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. That's my theory. Either he did get work done, which makes no sense because he's a man that is known for like his comedy and his face heavily. His physical comedy and everything would be a bad move. Or it's a bit because he's got some movie coming out and he's doing an act. I don't know, but it's weird. It's weird. It's all weird. Okay, let's get a couple of these supers here. Psychotic Mongoose, thank you for gifting a membership. Gary Thomas, thank you for the 5. Hello, all. Things are happening today. Also, X-Ray, can you show Disprue a picture of Korean Sleeping Beauty and ask does he
I've actually got, that's the
danger?
tab I've got pulled up just before we started doing Super Chats, so I
okay.
can do that.
Okay, and Risk has been a member for 8 months. Thank you. My boss asked me why I only get sick on work days. I said it must be my weekend immune system.
It is. It just gets stronger. Although, it is weird how you get back from holiday and get sick. It is as if your body just kind of... Or the moment you finish work, you get sick on holiday. Like, it is like you finish work and your body relaxes, and then all the bacteria invades.
She's back. Duffy, thank you for being a member for 24 months. Hello, my saucy friends. 1 year of comedy gold. It looks like 2, Duffy.
2 years. Yes.
Duffy, did
You
you
don't know
get
how
into
to math.
Did you get into the rum? It's okay.
Oh, can I just say something? I think with Jim Carrey's facial reconstruction, his expressions just don't look like who he is anymore. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I don't.
Well, I don't think
like
he was trying to in that, and I don't think he was trying to act at all in that. I think it's more likely that's just him.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right because we're not used to this version of him.
I think it was definitely a facelift. I was thinking Botox at first, but you made a good point. It's a facelift because he still had some like lines, and it's for I don't know.
Yeah, well, the creases are still all there. They're just less. So I think it has just been pulled back.
All the extra skin has been cut off, like on the eyelids, even here, and his chin. Like, I'm sure if we went up with a microscope, we can see like the lines from surgery on.
I think
Hollywood
for
is
someone
just
like him, it's just a really stupid thing to do. I can understand if you're a woman and you want to be a TNA character to make it last as long as possible, but if you're Jim Carrey, you're not getting roles for your beauty in the first place. So just leave it as it is. Stay in your lane. Play to your strengths.
Hollywood in general is just going for lots of reasons, but look wise, I remember it used to be like you would wonder if somebody got work done, not like, man, look at that looks awful. Be like, oh, I wonder if she got a little work done, or you know what I mean? Like, because you do it to make yourself look
You're not
better.
supposed to be able to tell. That's the
Yeah.
entire. It's like makeup. If people can know you've got makeup on, you put too much on. It's that simple. And I can even understand with Tom Cruise, like if you want to do an action hero role, then yes, looking like a 70-year-old action hero is probably a bit stupid. So maybe you want to try and look as if you could still actually do it.
So I think this one was a little bit touched up because I don't, not to be like,
yeah, that
rude.
definitely. The one on
one
the
is-
right looks AI.
Yeah, but this is pretty
jarring.
real. The thing is, why? Why is Hollywood doing the buccal fat removal? It doesn't make any sense.
It's not just buccal fat. They shade their cheeks to
I
try
was
and give
gonna
them
say-
cheekbones because for some reason women think that cheekbones are feminine and they're not, and you shouldn't do it. Stop getting advice from drag queens. They're men trying to be women. Stop. You don't have to counteract your features when you're a woman.
I don't think she looks that bad, but because of the shading, it just looks. She looks so gaunt. She looks like she's gonna eat you, and then steal your soul.
Fat cheeks make you look younger. So
Yeah.
when people are like, I've got stubby fat, I've got like fat cheeks, yeah. But when you're 35, they will make you look really young. Keep them.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just there's
I-
pictures of her from the
Yeah,
side.
probably
It is
Ozempic,
totally
too.
it's well, I don't know about Ozempic for sure, but it is definitely the shading. Like, why would you do this to yourself?
And lip fillers
That's what I was
that
looking
make her
for,
look as if
thanks.
she's just miserable.
Mo says men getting plastic surgery is gay. Also, men coloring their hair is kind of gay too. Be a silver fox. But Mo's right. There's nothing wrong with a little salt and pepper, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
It's embracing what you got. Same thing if you're
Well,
balding.
everyone
I
else
don't
ends
think
up
it's
looking like
gay.
a freak. This is why just getting old has now been an advantage because like surgery, nobody stops. There might be one procedure you can get away with, but it's never just one. And so you just don't go down the line. Now all the women which haven't had any of it look way better. They just go way too far.
She's
Yeah.
so scary. She doesn't look like herself. I would never have recognized her if you guys didn't tell me she was Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah. Her mom too, Sharon, looks really bad.
Well, Sharon looks better than Kelly.
She does though. That's true. She does. She's had a lot of work done, but she still, it like fits her. Like because she was always kind of like tiny. Kelly used to be, overweight. If you guys remember the Osbournes show, which was
Oh.
hilarious. She was like chunky with red hair or something like that. And then she lost the weight. And I definitely, someone in the chat did mention Ozempic is probably that too.
Like,
Yeah.
see, that's the
She
Kelly
looks-
I knew.
She looks better there. I mean, because it's at least natural. See,
even
like, look
here-
at that. That's fine. She looks like a normal person there. Now she looks like Nosferatu.
Yeah.
You can see
even
it.
this.
Wow, you can see that it's just slowly. It still looks fine.
She's still manageable. I don't like how much I can see her collarbones here and how skinny her neck is. The picture we saw last from the other tweet. I'm afraid she might blow away with the wind.
I mean, it
Yeah.
almost certainly is Ozempic though.
Yeah,
'cause
she
was always-
probably lost it, right? And then maybe she started gaining it back a little
Look,
bit. And
all
then went
these
on
fat
Ozempic.
people that lost weight all at the same time didn't all suddenly gain willpower at the same time.
They all were like, "Wow, we all go to the same gym." Yeah, the
Thought it
same
was
doctor.
DEI for the win, you know.
So
they were
this-
just finally becoming happy.
Yeah.
This is a
God.
22-year-old woman from South Korea who has got done for murder and drug-related charges. She's been luring 3 men to motels. She's left 2 dead and 1 seriously injured.
Yeah, she was using benzos to
Mhm.
basically try to schmurder them.
She
The
asked
first
AI.
one,
She
yeah,
experimented on her boyfriend. That's how.
first one, yeah,
Mhm.
and
then she
didn't work.
did more lethal doses on the set. Well, he survived, and
Yeah.
that's what
Good for him.
put them onto her. But she gave the others more doses because I don't think she was actually trying to kill her boyfriend. She just wanted to experiment on him.
And now
I
she
think
does.
she's that psychopathic. But
She's so
then you
pretty.
scroll down and you're like, hang on.
X-ray. She's so pretty.
You know how many men I saw in chat and in the comments saying, "I can fix her. She can
Mhm.
bake me a drink any day."
I believe it. I believe it. Absolutely.
Not my comment. Mine was, you've got to be careful, lad. She almost killed me 3 times.
See, even Disparu's not immune to her devilish
Well, once
charms.
you're aware she's going to try and dope you can
Just don't
not
drink
eat
anything.
or drink anything at the time.
Once you're aware, you can just enjoy the company and leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she definitely
Oh
is
my
a Black
gosh.
Widow. But
It's
going
going to be the Doctor Who scene where she's trying to assassinate him, but he's always thinking ahead of what weapon she's going to use. So he's like disarming her and
Yeah.
putting bananas and stuff on. No.
Look at this.
All risk. I know. And then we say women are so dumb for,
I'm
trying
dead.
to date these like
Would.
murderers and whatnot. So y'all are in the same freaking boat as those crazy women.
No, because
That's
women are
true.
attracted to murderers. Men are just like, I might be able to inseminate her first.
Well, that goes back to the conversation we've had before that like the psychopaths, like it's which usually is men that like it goes back to like, I don't know, caveman times when there had to be somebody in your clan that would run, whatever your crew that would go to the next village and plunder and, steal the women and stuff. So it's, I don't know.
Where best man came from. No, with men, it
Yeah.
is literally just, she has good genes, I will make baby with good genes. That's
Yeah.
so they're not attracted to her because she kills them. They're just like, could I put a baby in her before I die? You have to remember, like, also in the male kingdom, you have a praying mantis or certain spiders who know they're going to die once they've inseminated her. They know with 100, this is going to happen, she's going to eat them. And yet that species continues and they still breed.
But those animals, at least that we know of, do not have sex for fun. They do it out of a biological need to breed.
Yes, that's all men.
But men, do you do this for fun or do you do this for the need to breed and inseminate?
It's made fun because it's a biological imperative. It is the never-ending constant urge that all men have. This is just what something men live with.
Yeah.
Whereas women are more like, oh my god, he's a murderer. That's so hot. Like that's not that with her. That is just, she has good genes.
Well, no, in a sense, okay. I'm trying to understand these types of women, okay? Not that I feel that myself. They might think these guys are hot because they have this male like maleness exuding that they are able to have so much power to be able to do what's needed, like murder someone. I don't know. And if they do that for themselves, they could do that for you. And then I don't know. I'm trying to understand it. I don't understand.
No, you're basically right. It's the dark triad traits. So there's multiple different breeding strategies that you can go through, but Dark Triad is one of them. But it does come down to, he's willing to break the rules, he's strong, he's aggressive, he doesn't care about the rules, he will get me stuff. He can protect me. Because, police and stuff are still a new enough thing in civilization that we haven't evolved around police. So if the guy could just go round and he was the biggest, strongest guy in the village that didn't mind hurting people... If you were also next to the strongest guy in the village, no one's going to mess with you. Your kids are going to be fine. You're going to have the resources. And so, there is the reason why psychopaths and dark triad traits are still in our civilization is because they are an evolutionary advantage. There's a reason to keep them around in society. Otherwise, they would have been bred out.
Well, and then it depends on how you exude that psychopathic trait, because there are a ton of sociopaths who are CEOs and whatnot that don't care.
Doctors,
or,
lawyers,
empathetic.
nurses.
Yeah. Although I don't think that with necessarily as much with like nurses and doctors that
it is. All the research shows it's the same as doctors, CEOs, lawyers, teachers. A lot of caring professions have way over-indexed for psychopaths and sociopaths. And they think it's because, like, the theory is, if you know you're a psychopath, if you know there's something odd about you, you are going to want to virtue signal more, and you are going to want to go under the radar, and so nothing plays better as like a fox in the sheep den than being a nurse or a doctor.
or
I help people.
an actor or actress who, in all
Yeah,
intents and
that's
purposes,
another one. There's a load of politicians. Like, there's lots of. It's basically anything that's like powerful.
Yeah,
like,
and they
I'm
have
not
the most power, at least outwardly. Besides, unless you get into the corporate world, but like being a politician, you get to write the rules of society. You're basically like the closest you can get to a king or a queen or emperor.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of jobs that they fall into. And obviously,
Yeah.
being in those jobs doesn't mean that you are necessarily one of them. And it's not even necessarily that if you are a psychopath or a sociopath, it doesn't mean that you're evil, in fact. It's just something that we have decided is bad because they don't fit into the norm. But then you also have people like her.
Kind of
Evil
bad.
morality is
Yeah,
culture.
she's not murdering people. She's not murdering people because she's a psychopath. She just doesn't care about what she's doing because she's a psychopath. But it's still her choice. She still could have not done it. She could have put her instincts into something
could have
else.
not done it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
I was reading an article and it said that they haven't found if she had a certain trigger in order for her to want to do these things. My guess, best educated guess is something happened between her and her boyfriend to make her want to maybe venture into that. And then
try to kill him.
she tested it, didn't work, 100% didn't stick. And then, wanted to change the dosage.
I think it was just power. I think it was just power for her.
Yeah,
I
people are
think
just
she
like
was
that.
she was just on a trip. There was a streamer. I can't remember. I don't know her name. Only saw the clip like a week or two ago, and she was like, "Yeah, so where I was there, I used to torture our pets." And she's just there speaking out about the genuinely horrific things she had. I can't remember even what the pet was, whether it was a rabbit or something. And there's another streamer right next to her. You keep expecting him to go, Are you joking? Or had to say something about it. He's like, no, we just accept it as well.
What kind of pets, out of curiosity?
It was like a rabbit or something.
Ooh.
Chat might know. Chat might have seen the clip. I know it was some female streamer that I think was in drama about something else, and this clip came back. People are like, oh, she's a psychopath.
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
back on the topic about this, kind of reminded me of it. I forgot I had this. You're talking about masculine men. Gen Z apparently wants more soft masculinity on their screens. So Gen Z wants more femboys, and I'm tired of femboys.
But I don't think necessarily
Nobody wants
he is.
this.
He's not a femboy. The guy from the pit.
Is that who this is? I don't know who this
Yeah,
is.
he's
So
a doctor.
it's not a good
in emergency medicine.
example.
I don't think he is necessarily a femboy. I think he has to.
Yeah, but he might
exude a
be in
certain-
that show. Because I've seen him in Falling Skies, I think it was, where he's defending the Earth from aliens. He definitely would have been considered a masculine man in that. It was a good show, by the way, if you've not seen it.
Wow. Sounds very different from this show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, it was like aliens have invaded, they've defeated the governments and the things, and he's like there's rebel gangs that are left that do guerrilla warfare against the aliens. So I don't know what's happened. I mean, as you get older, you tend to lose testosterone and stuff anyway. So he may just be an older guy.
I like the first comment.
The character is not necessarily a soft masculine. I think that you kind of have to put into perspective what kind of person you need to exude while you're a doctor working in an ER so that you can elicit certain conversations from patients and whatnot. So I don't know if
using a doctor is the correct example.
No. But if you talk about, say, Starfleet Academy and some of the soft femboys that they have on there, that I wouldn't even call it soft masculinity. It's just femininity at that point.
Yeah, it's because it is largely women which are running the shows, and they only understand themselves. They can't understand what men are, and so they just put themselves into all the roles. That's what's happened with Starfleet Academy. It's the female showrunner doesn't know what a Klingon is. To her, masculinity would be evil because it's not her, and she only understands herself. So she has to destroy the Klingons because that's testosterone.
Something I didn't know is Klingons had 4 balls, which makes I totally understand why they're.
It's a bit of a meme, right? So there was a quote in one of, I think it was Next Gen, which basically said, because we're warriors, we have backup everything. So we have 2 hearts, we have 4 lungs. Well, I think they just said backup everything, so people just assume double humans. Which would also mean 2 arseholes, quadra testicles, as it said.
Yeah.
Are they like a
That's
koala?
where we're going, Chad.
Guys, question for Chad. This is a very nerd question. Do you think they have 2 full separate penises, or is it like a koala and it bifurcates?
It would have to be 2 separate ones, because the entire idea is if one of your organs gets injured in a fight, you've got an entirely separate one.
Do
So
you
it would
think
have
one's
to
at
be
the
separate.
front and one's at the back?
No.
Or is it just 2 dangling there next to each other?
You know that the human needs something to go at it. I remember as well, they need room for 2 things at the back anyway.
So you can't do the whole like one in the pink, whatever stink, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
you guys
it would
say.
literally be 2 digestive tracts, 2 stomachs.
Where's the second mouth?
This is the entire problem with what was said. It was clearly a throwaway line. Because it kind of makes sense that if you worry, you have 2 hearts, so if one gets stabbed, you're still alive. But they said, back up everything. That was the problem. They went too far.
Where are their second set of legs? Where are their second set of arms? I don't know, chat. I just learned about this double Klingon thing that's happening.
It was the enthusiasm on his face when he said it, though. It was like, oh, and then we get to eat the quadro-testicles. And he was so happy with himself.
It looks like a water sprinkler.
So...
Anyways, I'm so sorry, chat. That was...
This is from Nerdist saying superheroes are out, emotional vulnerability is in when it comes to depictions of masculinity rather than traditional alpha male stereotypes. The study shows that younger audiences want to see more connected, present male characters such as Noah Wile's Dr. Robbie in the Pit. You said that wasn't even really accurate, that he's not.
I think he shows his well, he does have a moment, and I think you have to put it in context to what the situation is, because I think if you do you mind if I spoil?
Oh yeah, I don't care. I don't even know what the show is.
Basically the show it's 24 of the emergency room. He goes to work on the day that his mentor passed away. His mentor died basically in his hands. And of course, you know, anytime you have...
He was a crap doctor then.
Well, I mean, his mentor was old, so that day...
Could have been a lot older.
Basically, a big event happens where there's a shooting at a festival, and the girl he used to date, her son, who he almost treats as his own kid, he tried to save his son's girlfriend and ends up she passed away. And then that's when
is everyone a crap doctor in this?
Well,
so far you've said two times they tried to save him and killed him.
Well, I mean, a doctor, you're gonna have at least 5 to 10% of your patients die when you work in Emerge. I'm just putting that out there.
Well, so far we're at 100% fatality rate for the 2 people you've mentioned.
Out of the 2 patients I mentioned.
Yeah, look, if you're a doctor and your first 2 patients die, quit. Please take the hint.
The first 2, imagine.
Yeah.
No, he saved quite a few people in the show even before that. But he has a total complete breakdown, because can you imagine seeing death left, right, and center? All these people dying. She got shot and the bullet kind of grazed her, I think her heart or her aorta or something like that, and it likely wouldn't have been saved. And he tried really hard, and the kid basically was like, "F you" to him, you're not my dad. I think that would take a toll on anyone's emotions.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's a little bit different. That's not like just having some super an emotional
femboy in any sense, or soft masculine. I think that he.
Yeah, but I think you're getting too hung up on that specific example rather than the point they were making, which is Gen Z want feminine men on television.
They don't know what they want.
They don't
either. Though.
Well, this guy is a very feminine man. He's a very autistic man. And he normally talks about kettles. But in a recent time, when he was talking about solar panel...
that's his thing? He talks about kettles.
He's a tech guy. He's a tech channel. But he's talking about solar panels and batteries in this. That's why he's touching it as if it's like a religious tablet in the picture. But then he says this.
Folks, you need to wake up and smell the fascism.
Oh, his voice sounds super feminine.
That is a clip from the last 15 or 20 minutes of his video about solar panels.
If you close your eyes, you could have thought that was maybe X-Ray Girl doing an accent. That was very feminine.
Folks, you need to wake up and smell the fascism.
I thought it was Dylan Mulvaney. Are you sure? Yeah.
This is why we don't want feminine men on anything, not just television. No. You should be excommunicated from society and just put in every... Do you know what China did? We've banned femboys from television. That was the most beige thing I've ever seen. China banned femboys from television and entertainment. You cannot see them anymore because it says we are destroyed. They destroy society.
I can understand that.
There you go.
I think the sad part is if this is at least from a girl's perspective, they think they want this type of guy. They basically want a girl. They want to be in a lesbian
That's because
relationship with
they're
that
on
man.
birth control.
And then when you actually are in that relationship, you don't really like respect the person.
No.
No, because you want someone better than you. And
So
how can he
even-
protect you if he's also having a period alongside you?
Even feminists, as much as they say
No
they
one wants
want
to
whatever the
sync
heck
with
they
their
want.
boyfriend.
No one wants exactly. They want more of an alpha, not a beta, even though they pretend like, oh, I want a sensitive guy that's gonna, listen to me. No. Not that a guy can't listen to you. I'm just saying they want you don't want a
Shouldn't.
sensitive guy. You should
As-
tune you out like a
He's
real
got his
man.
head.
As they usually say, I just want to feel heard.
Now, this is
You hear
another
that
reason
so
why I don't
much.
like that guy, because, look, I am not interested in American politics or foreign politics at all, but I am fully on the side of the American government on this one. And I think this reaches across the aisle. You've got Mandami phone Trump whether she can stay in the country, and he's like, let us stay.
Wait, who is that? Oh, it's just a student.
Columbia student detained by ICE will be released after Mandami met Trump, and people are like, I'm sorry, we can't make exceptions. Shows a picture. She can stay.
Damn.
This is the kind of cross partnership we need.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen this story.
It's from the New York Post. They're like, yeah, he's a reasonable fellow. This is the feminist immigration policy.
You know
we
what?
need.
Let's bring
Hot or not?
let's bring the South Korean girl here as well then.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Chat, what do you think?
They'll provide some use in prison.
Thick Latina.
We didn't even see her booty, okay? We just saw
Oh,
the front.
chat.
You
I like
didn't
the
need
weather
to.
report in Colombia.
There's hope for X, right? Yeah. Well, she's got a couple wives, so there is hope for her.
Yeah.
She'll make it. Oh my gosh. All right, let me get a couple of these. Ulf, thank you for the $4.99. I went to a Chinese restaurant and a duck came up to me with a rose saying, "Your eyes sparkle like diamonds." I said, "Waiter, I asked for a romantic duck."
Aromatic.
Oh, aromatic.
Aromatic.
Oh my gosh, I read that wrong. I ruined your joke.
You auto-corrected it for me.
I auto-corrected, my brain did. I'm sorry. I ruined your joke. Oh, okay. It's funny when you say it properly. Das Booch for 5. Lots of people, even my mom, get the eye skin removal thing done because it hangs too low as you get old, starts to block sight.
I don't think.
But
it
yeah,
was
but I think he had a
necessarily
lot more
blocking
than just his
sight.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was more than
Because
that.
his entire thing went.
See, it makes sense that why you would get it if it's blocking your sight. Then you're actually getting, functioning, something functional happening with the surgery. He just wanted to look good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he would still look like himself. It just his eyes would look a little bit wider.
Mhm.
But its cheeks and everything have gone, like the wrinkles that he has in his cheeks, and they are still there. You can still see, they still go in the same places,
Just
but
like
it's,
Shy.
it's
I
different.
wonder if that would work for me.
Not if you do it that much.
No, oh my god,
gonna
this
say
really
that.
hurts. Ow.
Yeah, you look like you've been on SSRIs. That's the problem there. You get the crazy eye look. You need to be filming. You need to be sitting in a car.
John Thomas, thank you for the 2. What is it? The Centauri?
Centauri? I don't
The
know.
Centauri.
The Centauri have 9
Oh, the
Mr.
Centauri.
Happies.
What does that even
Yeah,
mean?
well, with the Centauri in Babylon 5.
Mm.
Ian for 50
I don't know what a
pounds.
Mr. Happy is though.
Oh, this one's for Disparu.
Soft masculinity is an English concept. Well, gentleman would be. But gentleman in England was different, and it was basically just around the English for the English, so it doesn't work when you're around foreigners. It's one of the greatest problems that people have faced, is Englishness being exported around the world, and just, it doesn't work in the colonies around the savages. It's too good for you.
He had to go all the way around that just to get back at Ian with the joke.
Scotland isn't
took
a
a long
colony.
way.
We conquered them. There's a difference. I do have an Ian tweet, though. Hang on.
What do you have? He has an
Hmm?
Ian tweet.
Well, it's technically that Star Wars girl said, "Did every attractive British man die? What is this casting?" And then he went, "I'm not dead. I've just been busy."
I want to know who else bookmarked it.
Yeah, who bookmarked that?
Oh,
Show
his
yourself.
post.
Yeah.
There's one like a laugh if he bookmarked his own post.
He's like, that was great. I need to save that for later.
I showed her.
Oh, the jabroni big time for 5. There's plenty of emotional men. That's why they are in prison.
True. Yeah, lack of
Yeah.
impulse control.
Yes, that
Ooh,
is very
yep.
true. Quincy,
It's about
thanks for
respect
2.
in it. It's like, why did you hit him? He looked at me. It's I'm sorry.
Which was this 2? Smash or pass? Imagination for the win.
I think he means immigration.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm like, you're
I was like,
probably
I don't
right.
know how to rephrase that any better, but there was about a 10-second lag.
Listen, he's a big deal, okay?
He is.
Oh.
Oh, he's talking to her.
Bookmarks Ian.
He bookmarked it too.
My old account.
All right. Speaking, this is actually one of Ian's friends right here. He's got a show coming out. Ricky Gervais.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna bring up I Swear. That's what I expected.
Oh no.
I mean, he's Scottish.
I mean, that would make sense.
So
But Ian's got a show coming out.
Oh yeah. Maybe he'll be
He
a
was at the
character in it.
BAFTAs.
Maybe that's who bookmarks all of Ian's posts, Ricky. And that's where he gets his material from. We'll see it all in the cartoons. We'll recognize it. So it's gonna start on Netflix on March 17th. I'll watch it. I like Ricky Gervais. He's funny.
I don't know anything about the show. What it'll
Me
be
neither,
like?
but I'm
Is
just
it
gonna
a
watch this on
podcast? Is it
board.
an interview show? Is
How
it
many episodes will this be?
scripted?
Like, is this like a?
Is it animated? Because I thought that because he's
Well,
got
if,
little.
if you click the link, it might say. But
It's
above
so
me-
Oh yeah,
confusing.
that's a good idea. Thank you. Yeah. It is. Yep. See, I knew it. The round-headed buffoon, aka Mr. K. Dinkington, is officially coming to Netflix in the latest high-profile licensing move from Warner Brothers Discovery. All 3 seasons of the beloved HBO animated series, The Ricky Gervais Show, are set to stream on Netflix US for the first time next month. Have you
Oh,
seen
so it's
this?
like an animated podcast or something then, is
Was it
it?
animated? That was it only in the UK? Because it says it's going to stream on the Netflix US. So is it a part of yours? Anybody in
All
the chat
3
know?
seasons. So
Well, I know he used to do a
already.
podcast. I didn't know it was animated.
Imagination. Okay.
Yeah, what?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
it
I never
is
listened to
something.
his. I never listened to his.
Is this good? Does anyone know? Oh, new Trapper
old.
says it's old.
Yeah, that's the thing. This was
Well, it says it's the
many
first
years
time
ago.
it's coming
Like he
to
was
the
one of the
US,
first
so-
people to do podcasts.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's
okay.
I'm surprised it's an
I give
old
a
show
watch.
getting
A
hitting the news.
resurgence. Yeah.
Well,
'cause
it's more like hitting the news. You
US.
think
It is. Yeah. I don't know why it's hitting the news.
because I
HBO
would
back
have
in the
thought you would have
day.
had it by now with streaming and everything. Surely the licensing got sold because he's not. It's not like he's just broken into America. He's been over there for
Yeah,
years.
he's been here for a while. Yeah. I'm surprised it took that long to get over here. I've never even heard of this. I'll watch it.
It was probably tied up with the rights by the BBC or something, is what I'm guessing. Like, it was
Oh,
probably one of
yeah.
our stations kept the rights to it. But no, I think one of the more interesting stories about work that's come out
Nice.
recently, and this isn't exactly about the recent purchase, but it kind of is. So this guy, Mike Ireland, headed to Warner Brothers a week ago, February the 19th, until you find out that last year he worked at Paramount. So a few months ago, he left Paramount to join Warner Brothers, only to now work for Paramount again a week later. And I'm hoping he did not leave them under any kind of bad circumstances.
Oh my god, this is such a corporate ladder thing. What if he left to get a better paycheck and then ended up working over
He just didn't like.
there?
It's like, I never get promoted by you. You don't respect me. And it's like, welcome to your new boss. Same as the old boss.
Oh, and I mean, if Gary's right with the whole like idea of layoffs and when you do a merger like this,
There's definitely there's definitely layoffs. Paramount have already said there were going to be layoffs. That was one of the advantages Netflix had over them. Netflix said, we're a streaming service, we don't do movies, so we're basically going to keep the company untouched because they've got a load of people with a load of experience doing a load of jobs that we don't have, but we will need people for. Whereas Paramount, they have all those positions.
So Paramount officially won, right? So Paramount is now okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
finish.
The debt ratio compared to I think their total annual revenue is going to go up to something like 7.7 times, and Paramount has said we will bring it down in a year or something. They did give a timescale to 4.4 times. Well, because they didn't have this before. They didn't have this debt. But what that means is we're going to find cost savings. And what are cost savings? Jobs. So they are definitely going to cut a lot because they do have a lot of redundancies. The issue with that is they also say they want to maintain the output of each studio. Well, you can't do that if you cut all the jobs with people making the movies and everything else.
They're going to exhaust their staff doing stuff like that and trying to keep the output. I don't know how it's possible. And going through the list of what they own now, when they amalgamate it, however long it takes for them to do I still don't understand how they're going to cut it down with output with the job losses and all these other IPs. I mean, they could start licensing out a bunch of the franchises down there to other streaming services.
I didn't realize that they were going to have Game of Thrones. I guess I just think of HBO, right? Like I know HBO like had a lot of it was Warner Brothers stuff, but there's stuff on here that I had no idea.
Yeah. And then what are they going to do with some of these streaming services? I mean, Paramount isn't something that you go to for streaming. So are they going to go under the HBO name, or will you do basically what
Paramount has been expanding their streaming service? Like it's launched or is launching in the UK anytime now. It's been spreading into Europe. So they are trying to become the streaming service. I imagine HBO gets merged into Paramount rather than the other way around.
I hope
we're going to lose the iconic... You know what I'm talking about. I can't make the noises.
I hope that the Paramount streaming app is better now since they're like combining. Because man, that app sucks sometimes. I have Paramount Plus and I watch it for like Tulsa King. I used to watch Big Brother, but to be honest, I stopped watching that like 2-3 years ago. I got so bored with it. And I don't like my mom's not here to watch it with me. She's in another state, but
she's in Big Brother.
She's in Big Brother. Yeah.
That's what
she's there, and I also watch it for some of the live stuff, like when I want to watch football or something. But it's really bad. So,
it's better through Prime if you sign up, because then you're just using it through the Amazon app.
That's actually really smart. I should do that.
That's been one of the copes used for Starfleet Academy. That yes, it's not appearing in Nielsen or in Paramount's list at all, but it is number one through the Amazon app for Paramount.
We're number one somewhere.
They're like, look, the Europeans like it. So,
yeah,
probably the French.
But yeah, they're getting a lot of stuff. So my thing is, I was worried about Netflix getting it because we see what they do when they get franchises. Like it's hit or miss with them. So,
but we also see what Paramount do. I keep hearing that Paramount is this like base state. I've seen literally zero proof of Allison doing anything that makes based anything.
Yeah,
like if he's been there for a year, I don't think haven't seen anything change. He doesn't talk like anything's changed. He doesn't say that that's what he wants to do. There's definitely no actions that show it. So I always saw them as much of a muchness between the two of them. Because Netflix also has a wide variety of things from like the extremely woke to not at all.
Yeah,
it just depends how much freedom they get.
Yeah, and then it depends on the country that makes it as well.
Yeah, I think that country is probably a bigger problem than network. It's like with Allison. It's not as if he's come out and gone, right, we're rejigging everything and we're gonna reintroduce masculine entertainment into Hollywood. Like, there's clearly a market there because no other streaming service wants to touch that with a barge pole, and they've actively said they're doing the other. But no streaming service has ever gone, even if it's like, we're setting up a new department just to make, we think this is an untapped market, we're going to try something new. No one's even signaled that way. So I don't trust Paramount with that either, until they actually prove it.
Yeah, there's probably no real winner here, you know? Like, whoever would have got it, it'd be like, let's see what they do with it. I just hope that with DC, I hope they get rid of James Gunn and kind of start over. I feel like that's what's going to happen because of that stuff. Well, it's when Netflix was going to take over, right? When he's like, I'm so excited. And he said, I'm excited like 10 times in one comment, James Gunn. So
I don't even want them to start over. Just stop.
They still start over. Just stop. Stop.
Well, I don't think
Stop,
I don't think you need to restart James Gunn's universe. You just continue and utterly change it from the future.
That's what I mean.
So
you don't change it.
No one's got a problem with the casting of like Lois and Clark. So you can just change their characters and you know, so, oh well, it doesn't match continuity in their personalities or whatever. Oh well, it was one movie. I don't think people will care if it's a good movie. You could just do a time jump of a couple of years and.
Yeah, if Harry Potter, for example, it could end up being a cash cow if they ever reverted on the Papa Asiadu's casting of Snape.
Recast him, and just in the middle of a scene, he gender swaps, well, race swaps.
or no, magical spell, poof.
Yeah, like there's an experiment gone wrong.
Well, it seems like CNN, they're kind of scared for some reason of Paramount taking over.
I'm not surprised, but this is the thing. Look, be as based as your enemies think you are. That's what needs to happen. CNN is only scared because, like, oh my god, they're going to make us report the news. It's like, yes, make them report the news.
Make them report like the real news, right? They're scared. Now we're not going to be able to twist it to our narrative. What will we do?
Sponsored by El Gato.
It's overheated. I forgot to turn the fan on.
Honestly, news is gonna be dead at some point if CNN hasn't gotten on the streaming train yet. Then it's gonna be gone.
Yeah,
in a couple years.
So this is what the article here says. We'll sum it up. I love when they sum it up in the tweet and then we don't have to actually click on the article.
Well, Variety, they do like big, long analysis and then they'll put out like 25 tweets of each of the separate points that the drip fed over 4 days. So it really keeps them in the sort of public's consciousness.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah, fears are running high among CNN staffers, followed by WB's decision to abandon a Netflix deal in favor of Paramount Skydance. There's a palpable dread among CNN employees, according to 3 sources familiar with the network. CNN employees are devastated by the news of the Paramount deal, says one of these people. No one is happy, says a second. So 2 people aren't happy. Is it? You think it's these guys? They just put them on there. No one's happy, and these are the only 2 that can.
Yeah, it's like, we will maintain the secrecy of our sources. Put 2 faces up there. It's like nobody knows who it is. It is interesting though. There was a CBS person who resigned today. And she said that part of her decision was she didn't like being forced to focus on a specific part of the political spectrum. And then you're like, what part? I noticed you didn't say right wing. He probably was asking you to be neutral. That would be a part of the political spectrum.
But that is literally what you're supposed to do as a news source. You're supposed to be unbiased. But I don't know. Maybe I just never noticed when I was younger. I learned that journalists are supposed to report on the facts, not put their opinions.
That is the propaganda that things like Superman push forwards, yes, because it made people trust the news, and without their own information, they didn't know any better. But now we have the internet. I don't think people and institutions change because of the internet. I think people just could now find out the actual truth when they have more sources.
We only watched one news source, and that was the same with me when I was growing up. Obviously, I only probably watched it for weather daily because we didn't have Weather Network. Yeah, school closures and whatnot. Sorry, we didn't in Canada because it snows all the time, unlike you Nancy's down in the Americas who get snow days when like a little
don't be mad because we got snow days and you had to go to school. So she's like, I know I'm actually mad, but whatever.
What was my point again?
It was about news.
I never watched 2 different networks to see the differences between these, so I can totally see just the normie living their everyday life, busy with work, not trying to seek these differences out.
Yeah, and we didn't have different networks. All the news agreed because they all had the same agenda as it was. And yes, it was nice. They thought of themselves as neutral. They always thought that because to them, their opinions are just facts and anyone else is evil and wrong. So they would consider themselves to be neutral. But everyone knows there's like an interesting thing. You'll be reading a magazine or a newspaper. You'll come across a topic that you know a lot about, and the journalist clearly doesn't, and like, this is all nonsense. Then you turn the next page and trust the thing that the same guy is saying to you, because you don't know about it either. And I think that's what happened a lot. It was a very useful tool for people. And now it's not happening. But they are being forced to be neutral, just report the facts, which don't sell as well. Like, if you don't have some kind of emotional slant on it, then your viewership goes down. So it's not like there's even a monetary benefit towards doing it. And so there was, I can't remember his name, but he was one of the guys that caused one of the adpocalypses in YouTube. He fell out with Crowder at one point, and he did a video about the importance of journalism and gatekeeping. This is one of the most important jobs of a journalist.
And gatekeeping?
Yes, the journalists decide the topics that get talked about. So they focus on all the stories that are interesting and that they think the people should know. And then anything that goes against... Marza. Yeah, that's the one. Not to be confused with Marza.
From
I know, me too. Like Marza.
Carlos Marza.
Is that how he got his start?
He's a very, very rich kid from a very rich family. He got called Lispy and it kicked off. But it was... Oh, very rich, yes. But he said we focus on the stories that agree with our message, essentially. And so even if you think you're being neutral, even if you report just the facts, if you're only ever focusing on stories that go along with your narrative and ignore anything counter to it, you will push people down one way. And that's why they're angry. Because now they're losing control over it. Mm-hmm. This is why
want the power.
This is why you keep hearing things about divisive politics. It's like, well, I want to be divisive from you. I think you're horrible. And then like, well, I think we need to unite. By unite, they just mean you should all just listen to me.
Just agree with me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. These guys are legit, like almost like psychopathic. They feed off of like thinking that they're baby birding out all this news as if it's like sustenance for the world.
I think it's more narcissistic because it's like, I think they can only see the world from their perspective, so they think they matter. And it's like, I am correct, so therefore everyone should be where I am. That's probably get a bit of a power trip over it, but I also think they probably do genuinely think they're doing the right idea because they think they're in the right place. But it all does give them that sense of power. Because narcissism is... You're simultaneously egotistical with a chip on your shoulder and very insecure. So you need people to agree with you. You need everyone to be around you and tell you you're doing the right thing.
So an example that just reminded me of something. I use this as an example of how people are so comfortable talking about like the way they feel politically or socially. This was years ago. I wasn't super into politics yet, but I've always leaned a certain way. And I was at my friend's wedding, and at our table, one of our friends was this Puerto Rican guy who's pretty conservative, but he can tell that he's a Hispanic, right? Some white guy comes up to him and just starts spewing all this liberal nonsense, and I'm like, I was like just waiting, and it's like obviously because the conservatives are usually more cool-headed, right? He's not gonna explode at this guy and be like, "You're a retard," even though in his head he's like, "You are a retard." When he walked away, I was like, we all just kind of giggled at the table because we knew where he stood, and he just was kind of like, yeah, like he let the guy just say his nonsense and walk away because he's not gonna like ruin a wedding. But just because, and I get it too, I've gotten it too because I'm a woman. Like I literally have people like, well, if you vote for Trump, if any woman that votes for Trump is a retard, and I'm like, oh yeah. So that's just how people get comfortable, and they say stuff like that because they think, well, woman, you should be liberal, Hispanic, liberal. You know what I mean? And they're just so comfortable in it, and they're like blown away when you don't agree with them.
I remember I was in a Discord server once, and there was some guy, I don't even know the country, but he was telling me how the problem that his nation faced was that the English were over there, and they were the colonies, and the real problem was when they left, because when they left, we just started fighting, and there was wars and famine, and it was a disaster. And I listened to him, and he kept on and on and on. And in the end, I just unleashed on this guy. And I don't even know what I said, but I ended it up with, and if your country just, and if you stop, if you were killing each other before we arrived and you're killing each other after we left, have you ever considered that might be your fault? And it's like, we were the only people stopping you being horrific. And he was just silence, because I think in his own country he'll say that and every single person will agree with him. And he doesn't realize, like, he's never actually spoken to an international audience, probably with the same people he's complaining about. And it's like, oh, actually, there might be a different perspective around the world.
It might be. Who would have thought? People really do think, it's just everyone thinks like them. Now, since I've left New York, because a lot of my friends and people I grew up with were pretty liberal, and it just blew their mind if you weren't like that. Like, they're like, we're the good guys, though. It's like, that's the bad side, though. What? Like, well, what if you listen to Reason and actually have a debate, a conversation without like making it into a screaming match? You might learn something, but they don't want to. They plug their ears like, no. Even if like what you're saying is true, they don't want to hear it because it goes against their
because they will break them.
Yes,
to think that they're
absolutely.
Otherwise.
Yeah, we're the good guys. What do you mean?
Because everyone wants to think of themselves as a good person, but a lot of people, but especially women, are then far more social, so they're impacted by social things around them, and they take on the group opinion. So now imagine you've been taking on this group of... This is something that Grace Randolph has recently just experienced. She took on the group opinion. She thinks this is the dominant social order. All of my morals come from everyone else around me. I am definitely in the right place because everyone agrees with me. And then you're suddenly faced with someone who disagrees, who's supposed to be with you. And that's like, well, what if I've chosen the wrong side? What if I've lost? I've now been evil for the last 20 years. I've put all of my resources, all of my time, all of my social thing into something that's lost, and now I'm about to lose all of that power. And so the only option they have is double down, triple down, to try and stay in power. Because otherwise, not only have they been evil by anyone's definition of the word, but they've kind of wasted years of their life and social currency. And it comes from an evolutionary place where, yeah, if you pissed off the village, you got excommunicated and died. So this is a biological thing. It's not rational.
And the sad part is, like, I guess I suppose it is her job, but if you are using your job as the reason to have a certain opinion, then it is not a good. It's really hard to remember what is the right thing. It's like when people lie about stuff over and over and over again, try to make sure that you have all your lies in a row. How do you know what to choose is the right sentence to say, in conversations?
I don't think they're lying. I think some people are better at having... some people can have contradictory ideas in their own head and never think about them because they didn't reach there from rationally. They didn't think through the positions. They were just told these are the correct opinions to have, and so they believe both of them at the same time. So, and then if you ever confront them, that's when they get angry because they know there's like emotional thing and they don't want to think about it. They just want to believe it because it's safe and comfortable and everyone else around them believes it. So I don't think they're lying. And Grace, I don't think she had the opinion because of her job. I think she has grown up through decades where racism was the worst word that could ever be said to you. She was so sure of the progressive stack. She thought she knew where everyone in the hierarchy was, and suddenly the one word that no one's allowed to say, a guy was allowed to say. And it just blew her mind. I think she could comprehend it. She was certain that, like, disabled people could not say anything like that. And so there is no exception, because if you think through logically and you've kind of built up from the bottom, you can understand exceptions. But if you've just learnt a rule, and I think this is the problem with the education system, they now teach you the rule. And if you don't know why the rule exists, you don't understand the exceptions. And she just learned you cannot say this for any reason. And then that was what she repeated. And she thought she expected everyone to agree.
Like, the amount of times that I've been called slurs, attempted to be punched and whatnot while in emergency medicine is crazy, for one. But
always the strangest thing, isn't it, to like attack people who are giving you medical treatment? That is the word.
Let me put it in context for you. Some of these people have dementia, and so when you wake up thinking you're in your 30-year-old body, but you're actually 80 years old, and you're like, "Why are you touching me? Who the f are you? Get away from me!" Essentially, has happened.
Oh, that'd be an advantage, wouldn't it? You suddenly think you're 30-year-old and this random woman's touching you up. You're like, how you doing?
Well, we know what just Drew will do if he ever.
But you don't put that on them where it's like, oh my gosh, you are a racist POS for saying all these things, because they're not in their right mind. They are not processing things that they would if they were in their 80-year-old mind.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they learn positions and they never think through why. And these are positions they were told as a kid. They've remembered them. They've never thought about them again.
They just parrot what they were told. That's it.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people are like this with things like equality, but another one that people are like this with is they're taking back the word. What does that even mean? Like, what are you doing, right? So if you have a slur for a group of people, and you're like this, because words are only like symbol, like the communications of an idea from one person's head to another. So if a group of people just start saying the word about themselves, they're just agreeing with the word. You don't take it back. And if you do somehow take it back because you've overused the word so much that it now has no meaning, then why can't other people say it? Because if other people say it and you get offended by it, it clearly has the meaning, and therefore you can't say it. And so you end up with a thing where you're better off far about like banning the word. And Grace has all of these positions that she's learned, all in like some kind of psychological leveling tree, where she's like this one, then this one. If A, then B, then C, then D.
The hierarchy of DEI.
Yeah, and so I don't think it came out of malice or anything. I think she's never thought about this before. She didn't know anything about it. She couldn't understand it, and she expected everyone to be on her side. And so when they weren't, she's like, "What do you mean?" It's like being told that the sky is red.
Yeah.
You've told me it's blue all my entire life, and suddenly you're telling me it's red.
Yeah. But this has been conditioned into us ever since I would say maybe 2016, 2017. That was the first time I heard of someone even getting in trouble for saying the N-word. And this was not in like a sentence in conversation. This was when people sang lyrics.
People have been arrested in the UK for singing lyrics.
That is ridiculous to me. Why even put that word in your song where people can enjoy? And I think by people singing, that shares your song. But no, you cannot say the word.
It's not the Burbs. The woman is singing it, and a woman comes up and she goes like, "Should you be saying that word in front of your kid?" And the Burbs woman is deeming the white woman racist for suggesting that you shouldn't be saying this around your child. I mean, it's like, there are so many levels of the stack involved in this. And look, the real reason it comes, it's just about power. It is, I can do something you can't, and I'm going to say it to remind you that you're never allowed to say the word. And that's why a load of people got annoyed. I think Grace is like an exception. She just doesn't understand. She's from a bygone era. She can't comprehend what people are doing to her. And so I have more sympathy for her, actually. And yes, she was a complete idiot, but I can appreciate why she had the problem. All the other people who were like, "This is disgusting, is he a massive racist," when he was saying it, that was them going, "Why is this guy allowed to say it and get away with it? I should have the power to cancel this guy. I want to cancel it. I want to burn the witch." And that was just them doing the typical cancel culture nonsense.
Yeah, but if they took a moment out of their time to even understand what his life was, or just in general the having Tourette's, then they would understand he has no control. And then, even if he thinks it, that means he's racist.
I enjoyed the thought police. Yeah.
Really? So now that we're all talking about this, are we all racist talking about it? We're all racist, then, by their terms.
They're the ones to say the word. Like, the most racist thing is you can say the word and another race can't. Racism now just means you are pointing out a difference that exists between groups. It's like, well, okay. But one thing that people... It's the scariest thought to people in modern society is, what if all of these foundations that you've built your life on, what if part of it is true? Because you've all been told things at school, and it's like, well, yeah, but what if there's an element of truth there, though? This is what Hollywood's got to deal with. They've gone through with a load of left-wing stories, feminine stories, like masculinity is bad, we're going to remove everything. And what they can't think is, yes, but what if you need that in order to tell something that's good? What if there's an element of reality in that? And we live in a world now where the perception of something and putting forward a certain vision and sugarcoating everything and being on the right side of history is more important than being correct. And as long as you do that, you'll always run into these issues.
Imagine Tropic Thunder being made now. Robert Downey Jr. I haven't watched that in so long, but...
there was a clip from, I swear, that was coming around the internet that was they were painting, and I guess he used the paint in like hit them on the face with a paint roller, they're like, "Oh, it's black paint. Oh, you're doing blackface." I'm like,
Blackface isn't even a thing in the UK. No one knows why that exists. It's actually the same with the N-word. No one knows why it's offensive. It just, to me, seems like a shortened version of the name Nigeria.
So
like, I don't even know why it's supposed to be offensive. There's a lot of American cultural imports around the world that we're all supposed to... because you essentially own the internet and all your companies enforce the rules. Nobody knows why, though. Like,
Nobody
this
knows.
is why you go to a Scottish guy, which until like 10 years ago was like 99.9% white, and he's supposed to know anything. Oh, well, when he was 5 years old, and there might have been one of them in the entire country, he actually was planning things around black paint. I'm sorry. He didn't think about you at all.
X-Ray wasn't here last week, so are you watching? Because this reminded me of this. I never watched America's Next Top Model, but I've been watching the documentary on it, and they're showing.
yes.
Are you watching it?
I watched it all already.
You watched it all. I think
Yeah.
I'm almost done. I don't know. I'm kind of behind, maybe a few episodes, but the episode
Oh my god,
where
the
they made
episode of them
they
doing
paint
cross
them?
races.
Yes, doing cross races. They made like the girls all dressed up as different races. Like one girl was like Indian, one girl was a black girl, one girl was
The white girl was
Asian.
like an Asian,
Yeah,
and they became a
painted
black
their-
girl.
Yeah, and like
It's like,
nowadays, like
oof,
uh,
oof.
they're like apologizing for it so
Why
bad
is it
now,
bad?
but
This is you know
No,
this
but they're
stuff's
saying it's
nonsense when
bad
you ask.
now.
yeah.
Well, but this is the point, though. You know this stuff's nonsense when you go, yeah, but why is that bad? And no one can answer you.
Because it's offensive to the woke white woman, okay, Disparu?
Yeah, but why is offense bad?
Because you don't want to upset the woke white woman because she'll freak out and go Karen on your butt.
Everything seems to come down to safety and harm avoidance. Yes, it's the feminine values, but it's like, yeah, but why should I care if I offend you? Oh, I'm sorry you get your feelings hurt. Why do you matter, though? Why do you matter enough to me that I need to care about you? And this is the same
I
with
agree
all
with
of it.
that.
It's the same because they tried for a while of going, it's about real world harm. And everyone knew that was nonsense, and they could only lie about that while you're in power. But once you remove the fact of, oh my god, I'm going to hurt myself if you offend me, so, well, that seems like that seems like a choice that you're making.
That is
I'm
your
not
choice to do that. It's your literally being offended is a choice.
Yeah, well,
It is.
it's built into the language. You take offense. You
When
don't
I was
give
a
offense.
kid, like a kid, I was unbullyable. Like people would try a little bit. I really didn't care, and they just move on. It's like I'm not offended because that doesn't bother me. And some kids just crumble, right? Some adults just crumble. But you remember when we were kids? I don't know if you guys had this. I'm sure this was like a
Sticks and
worldwide
stones.
thing. Yeah, sticks and stones. But nowadays, it's like your words hurt me, and it's like when you see a grown adult, I'm like, you're so soft. Like a woman or
Yeah.
a man, I'm like, you are so soft. Like I can't be friends with someone that is so soft because you wouldn't just be able to handle me.
We grew up
She's
in the
laughing, she
Call of
knows.
Duty lobbies, okay?
Yeah.
Right?
We were in the mines.
You know how many times I got told to go to the kitchen, and guess what?
I went
did.
to the kitchen and I made
Yeah,
a bomb
and it improved her
sandwich.
life because now she can cook and survive.
I can make
No,
a good
to be
sandwich.
honest, in Call of Duty, I really sucked. Okay, you guys saw me shoot things in games. I'm not very good at all. But I think that just coddling people at any age now. I can't believe we're coddling adults. Like it's so detrimental because now we have soft, sissy Nancy's where Gen Z now wants femboys or soft masculine energy now.
I
whatever
still
the heck
don't believe that
means.
story, by the way. I think they just made that up. I think a lot of what the media does is they put our titles out and just lie to people. And because they know that a lot of people will try and go along with the majority, they come out with articles and go, this is the majority. And they just
But
assume you'll read it.
I will say at least like the feminists that I've heard when they talk about who they want to date, they're always like, I want someone who's emotionally intelligent and in touch with their feelings and isn't
What does
afraid
that mean?
to cry.
What is emotional intelligence? Because to me, emotional intelligence means that you know you're a bit retarded, and so you invented a different intelligence. No, actually, look, I'm really emotional. Tell me, who do you think's more emotionally intelligent? The men who are stoic and in control of their emotions, or women who are renowned for being massively emotional and just screaming all over the place? The ones that have to have, oh no, it's my time in the month, so you need chocolate in order so I don't cry all over the place. I think the people are, if you're in control of your emotions, probably a bit more emotionally intelligent than the people renowned for having lots of them.
Yeah,
but
well,
this
think
girl,
about it,
I'm a
like-
feminist and I want a man to cry when he's upset. I want him to tell me all these things, and then when he cries, it's too much for me. I'm gonna run away.
Yeah,
Because
but
I've
the
had
thing-
both ways. Like
the
women get
pro-
emotional and they cry, right? And men get emotional and they like physically lash out. And that goes back to our conversation earlier.
Yeah,
I
but
forgot
that's
who
why
said
they
it about
need to
them
be
in
stoic.
jail. Yeah.
Men
Yes,
learn
men do need to be
stoicism
stoic,
because
yeah.
otherwise they will punch you, and that will lead to consequences. And that, like, so it's
Yeah.
very important that men are stoic because otherwise they would get very aggressive.
I agree.
Which is why we teach men to be stoic. But I do think a lot of what X-Ray said is a bit more of like the classic, just test. Is I'm going to say something that I want you to stop me. And it's like, I want a man to cry. And she's like, she only wants the man that doesn't. Because if he's taking orders from her, then he's too weak for her to be with.
Well,
So
and
she
that's
wants a guy
true.
that will just tell her no.
The thing is,
basically.
I've seen so many women break up with men because they actually are too in tune with their emotions. Like they end up being more
Obviously.
feminine, and then they're like, oh, he cries too much. He just needs to know when to cry. But that, like, no, that's not what you asked for. You asked for someone in tune with their emotions. You wanted them to cry when they wanted
Don't
to.
give her what
and when
she
they want
asked
to cry,
for.
you don't
Are you
want it.
insane? This is such a woman's point of view that you might actually listen to a woman and trust what she says.
No,
Like,
this
every
is-
man
I'm just-
goes, you
I'm
know,
just saying
obviously.
what I've seen and heard.
She just
Yes,
gives them
that's
life
your first mistake.
experience.
That's your first
No, but
mistake
I'm
to
trying
listen to.
understand the feminist, and when you see a lot of these
Don't try to
articles and
that's
things
your first
about
problem. Don't try
Yeah.
to understand
Well,
feminists. It's
no.
hard.
it was for poor choices.
Lock them in
you
a
know?
cupboard where they belong.
I made poor choices, and part of it is, I like to think that I want to hear both sides to try to understand. And one day I might understand a feminist, but today is not it. I still think they're crazy.
Today is not it. I tried and it gave me a headache and I went home. I got over it.
Mistakes were made.
You can never satisfy a feminist, okay?
No.
It's the moving goalposts. It's the same thing with
They don't
woke
want to be
activists.
satisfied. That's the entire point. They want you to tell them no. They
Ba-
want to
ba-
be told that they are wrong about things. It's the
Basically,
entire point
yeah.
of the test.
You're either doing that or you're the doormat who gives them everything and you get no sex as a man.
They will hate you for it. Because they will turn you into a horrible person. Because if you want someone better than you, why would the person better than you listen to what you're saying? Like, how does that make any sense? If you want the guy who's stronger than you, who can defend you against the barbarians, why would he ever listen to you? It's like, I want you to go shopping with me and hold my bags. Like, why would a guy that can fend off the barbarians ever listen to you?
What happened
Based.
to your ex-wife?
This is like, don't ask questions, okay? It's just based.
Yeah, just based.
Just based. Oh my gosh. Let me get a couple
I
of
actually
these
think it's
supers.
probably something like this, though.
Wait, hold on. Are you sharing something?
We were talking about psychopathy and other mental illnesses.
So
I actually think, and
Okay.
I know X-Ray's probably going to get really offended by what I'm about to share, but I do think that the psychopathy is massively ingrained into the X-Ray industry, and I think this proves it in a very
Oh
important
my
and serious
god, the
manner.
baby blender, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Don't worry,
X-ray.
the X-rays can't harm
missed
you.
this- You missed this last week.
Wait, no, this is so true. This is so true. Okay, so
Oh,
I
Look what they're doing.
I would never say, "Don't worry, the X-rays won't harm you." that is a complete lie.
It's like, wait, they're safe? If they're safe, how come you're in a tank?
Hiding behind that. Yeah. I always say, do you fly? Do you exist on Earth? You're getting radiation every day.
So are you, though, and you're behind reinforced metal.
Well, it's not reinforced. It's like a little strip of
you know, I'm just behind like a
aluminum.
severe,
But
lead shield.
I stand behind the lead shield because I'm in radiation every day. When the radiation gets you in two ways: time, and exposure. So you just want to minimize it as best as possible. I get a lot of radiation when I worked in the OR. It's not very good.
I'm gonna resist the urge, chat, to tell that Robin Williams joke with that, and just go to super chats.
I really, really wanted you to bring up I honestly thought you were going to bring up the baby blender.
This is
her.
why
Surprised
this is
her.
why you should never be friends with a feminist. You should never stream with a feminist, because during that joke, as I'm deliberately setting it up to be as offensive as possible, you'd be like, "Oh god, they're going to take it seriously. They're going to get offended. There's going to be a big war afterwards. They're going to fall out with it." You can only be friends with people who aren't going to be offended by what you say. If you have to have a filter, it's over. Like, that's just it. And we now live in a society where everyone's walking on eggshells for everyone else.
It's so true, though. It's so true.
It's yeah, it is. And like the people pleasing too, that has gone to like a maximum. I could not live my life that way. That would be exhausting.
You're not gonna please everyone.
I stopped that like a long time ago, like probably I don't even know, but at one point I was just like, I don't care. Like, there's a difference between being a people pleaser or just like being respectful to the people in your life, right? But if you just can, and a nice person. But if you just want to please everybody, like something that I
you'll
don't
never be able
understand
to
is trying to please people that you don't necessarily care for. That's something that blows my mind that adults still do that. I'm like, why do you care? I don't care that much about pleasing the people I do like. Like that's like in a mean way. But I'm just saying, like,
you need that, right? So say you're in an office and there's someone doing bad work. You have to be able to tell that guy, you are crap at this, you need to get better. Like, if you can't tell him he's awful, he's not going to improve because he thinks he's going to, like, toxic positivity. Gaming. There's a load of people make a load of bad games and everyone tells them it's amazing. And they all lose hundreds of millions of dollars and they're amazed. Everyone we've ever spoke to told us this was great. And that could have been saved. And I don't know whether, because you had Shark Tank over there, which was like, where you invest in businesses and ideas and it grows. We had Dragon's Den, same thing, but just we invested less because we got less money.
Dragon's Den sounds cool.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good show. But one of the things that quite a few of them would said is, I could be nice to you and continue, like, encourage you to continue with this business. Oh no, I could be evil to you and to encourage you to go on this business. Or nice, or I could just be honest and help you and tell you this is never going to work. You're going to fail. Stop it. You're wasting money.
Yeah, put your time and effort into something, and I think that's something that I learned really early on in life. I had a manager who was a people pleaser. You know, you overpromise, underdeliver, essentially, and then you learn, like, no, I'd rather be told the truth. If you can't change something, just say sorry, that's not possible.
Yeah.
The best boss, well, I say best, it depends how you term the thing. It was best for me because he never asked me to do any work, so I spent like 6 months at this place, and I only probably worked for the first month, and then I just was walking around outside the office for the next 5. It was amazing. But he always got promoted in the company because he had a way of phrasing things. He knew exactly how to make everyone feel great about themselves. He would always make you feel as if you'd done a load of work. He knew how to, like, worm his way in with people and just be really friendly, even though he didn't really do anything or make any decisions. And he would always get promoted up the chain. I saw his career in 6 months fly. And I'm like, I know what you do and it's nothing. But
that guy would have
because
been
he got friends with the right people, I wouldn't, like, if that guy was prime minister tomorrow, I'd be like, no, I understand. That's fair enough.
It makes sense.
So I get why it works, but, like, there's a difference between what works for you personally and what is good in a greater system. Because then, if everyone was like him, the system collapses. And so you kind of have to have different rules. I can simultaneously respect him for being talented at what he does. It's a bit like the psychopathy thing. A few people being psychopaths in your society can be good. They can be very good lawyers. But if everyone was a psychopath, there'd be murder and hell all over the place.
Well,
and so just called lawyers psychopaths.
Honestly, lawyers prey on a lot of people, to be honest. They'll take your money as much as they can of it.
Well, yeah, but they are also psychopaths in general, because it's a bit like autistic people. If you don't naturally understand social stuff with people, you have to work it out logically, and you come up with internal models of how people work in general. And despite everyone thinking they're a unique snowflake, you probably fall into one of those models, which is why you have high functioning autism in the first place. Psychopaths are the same. They model people. They understand what you want and how to exploit it. So they kind of simulate humanity rather than naturally understand it on a social level. And so there's going to be advantages to that, especially if you are a leader of a country. Being able to understand how your population is going to react to something is an advantage. And I think when it comes to leading nations, you're always going to have a certain amount of, like, your hand in the till, personal improvement, like, kind of stuff, corruption. It's just how you limit that, and it's one of the arguments for monarchy is that a monarch would have himself and he would have his cronies, and so you've only got like 10 people that are going to be corrupt compared to what we have, where you have hundreds or thousands of people in government who are also equally as corrupt with equally a number of their cronies, and so it multiplies exponentially.
Yeah. It's sorry, I'm like looking at chat. While
You say
talking,
sorry.
and
I realized I went off like 3 different tangent
I know,
topics in the
that's why
same
I'm like,
speech. So.
I'm sitting
We-
there
we-
trying
we
to figure
keep-
out which one I
keep
want to pick
doing-
up on, and I'm like, just
We
let him
keep
do
going
his thing.
everywhere.
Me too. But that we wouldn't be saucy without that. The chat has learned to keep up with it. So
We love you, chat.
We do.
We
I
love
learned that a
chat.
long time ago. Never do anything for the lowest common denominator. Just exist and hope there's people there that like you. That's the only thing you can do.
Well, and it's
You'll
so
find
much
your people.
easier to just be who you are and not try to people please because it's so much less stressful.
It's why people burn out. If you go on stream 8 hours a day and you fake who you are, I can absolutely understand why people burn out.
You cannot keep the lies up, and it's so difficult. Maybe an
A
hour
lot-
at a time, but not 8 hours a day.
So the reason
No.
what first started me getting into like watching streaming, because for ages was like, why would anyone watch you play a game when you can play it?
I was the
But,
same way.
Well, I damaged my leg, and I was literally bedbound for 2 weeks, and I started watching Tim the Tatman play Overwatch, and that got me into watching other streamers, then got me into watching YouTube and everything else. And I noticed, because there was a lot of time where all I watched was Twitch.
I knew someone was going to say something. Of course, it was Ian.
Oh, shoulders! Are we gonna see some shoulders?
This is how the English conquered the world, what can I say? But it is... when I was watching Twitch, and there's a lot of stripping on Twitch, but when I was watching, a load of people burnt out. And they were always the positive ones. They were always the people on Overwatch that were always happy-go-lucky. No, team, I think we can do this. And in their minds, you know they were raging. You know they hated their teammate as much as I did. But because they could never be miserable on stream, burnt out, died, quit the careers, destroyed
But it
them.
wouldn't have been so funny. You have to be positive most of the time, and then when you see them actually rage, it's so fun.
I especially like the Disparu's been working out comments when it's like, I can only see his shoulders. It's like, but
getting
those
objectified
are
in
so
the
much.
chat.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's my favorite thing of bodybuilders, actually, if you get a picture of a bodybuilder, and you know how they get the traps?
The traps,
the
yeah.
neck muscles. It always looks like a normal-sized man trying to climb out of an oversized man's body. It's always
Show
like, he's just about to lift
you
up and
screw.
push out, and he's like, no, I'm gonna move her.
Yeah. As long
Okay.
as your clavicles don't show like Kelly Osbourne's, then I think we're fine.
As long as you're not
He
clavicular.
needs a steak,
Ah,
man.
with his bone smashing. I am like
His
he is-
micro-dosing meth.
he is a interesting story, but like the most degenerate, and I hate that he is so popular because he could be influencing some of the worst people now.
He's popular because he got in with a crowd of people that were popular, and then those very, very rich people decided to buy him a house. Like he was their mistress. It is very strange.
Yeah. You need to be kept clavicular.
Well, I just
Man.
think that if you are the metrosexual type that really cares about being beautiful, there is something innately feminine about that in the first place.
Guys,
Not
I'm
wrong.
look maxing. Oh, I'm mogging over.
Oh my god, I don't know. I've reached a point I don't know whether tweets are serious now, because I will see a tweet just in my For You page, and it's like, this guy is frame mogging the beauty maxing something larper, and I'm like, I don't know whether you're taking the piss or being serious with just Zoomer slang anymore. I could understand edging the jelk and stuff, but frame maxing,
I don't know what
all
any
just
of
know what
this
that means.
means.
you come across as a woman. Well, like frame max. So if you it comes from min maxing. So min maxing is an MMO. This is the whole point, right? They're trying to be really
but what is
masculine while using
frame maxing,
MMO
though?
terms. Well, maxing anything means you're maximizing the thing.
like
so
a
your
picture frame.
frame would also. That's the thing. A lot of this has like a history of language and words from other stuff. So frame would come from frame and game. Your frame is like being muscular, it's being a certain physical thing, whereas game is more the psychological aspect, it's the speech, it's the communication, the personality,
It's
that
so
kind
annoying.
of stuff.
I've come to that age
So this
where I
would
keep
be
thinking like, ugh, these
Frame
young kids.
maxing would be
off my
maximizing your
lawn.
physical looks.
I
I still
you're
preferred like edging the jelk and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. At least that was nonsense words that you'd made up.
There we go. I just said the same
He's
thing. I just-
Well,
Annoying
this is the
maxing
thing.
me.
I'm more annoyed that I understand the etymology of the Zuma language. It was like I was here at the
Like, how-
forming of the mountains. It's like- I feel like Gandalf. I feel like the Zoomer Gandalf.
Your
I was
brain
here
processing
when
this
we
through.
invented
Oh
the
my
language.
God.
On that
Well, this
note,
is the thing. It's like if I'm terminally online, what happens when someone is more terminally online than me? That's the question that we're about to find out.
you learned something new here today. As always, chat, you're welcome.
You know what? I would rather maxing whatever that term is than 6'7". So I guess
that's
bring
true.
it
At
on.
I
least
don't
there's
get
a meaning.
6'7", and I only found that out from other like random streamers who were also
It's 'cause it
saying it
doesn't mean
ironically.
anything. Because it doesn't mean anything. It's
Well, that was the
lazy.
weirdest point when they're
It's
like,
not a
"What does
real
it mean?"
meme.
No, literally nothing.
It doesn't exist.
And I'm like, "Oh,
You kids need to do
lame.
better.
Yeah, do
Well,
better.
I
We're not
think-
impressed. We're not impressed.
I think this is why one of the greatest things, if you actually decouple from equality and go into hierarchy, is you stop saying, it's like, no, you're just beneath me. And it makes life so much better when you're like, it's like, no, I can ignore all of you. It's like, if you say 6'7", it's enough.
We're catching up on supers, guys. Sorry, we're like an hour behind. You know
Sorry.
what? John Thomas did a Robin Williams reference so that I didn't have to. Thank you for the 2.
Oh, that's
Robin
what
Williams
Mr.
put his
Happy
phallus as
was.
Mr. Happy.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
See?
Normally it's like mini your name. Or
Why
you
would
could
you
go
call
like
it
really
mini?
pretentious with it and you're like, the python.
The
The
one-eyed
death adder.
snake.
Yeah.
The, I don't know.
The
what-
hammer.
Oh, God.
The gargantuan.
This is so crazy.
There's an incredible coupling joke where she finds out that, well, this guy finds out that this woman's ex is a rather big boy. She used to call him the tripod. And he's like, yeah, but that makes me really insecure. And she's like, no. And then he was like, well, I had this girlfriend, and she'd tell me stories about her boyfriend, and he was really muscular. And I found out that whenever he was about to, the aeroplane's coming in, we're about to land, he'd always go, Geronimo! And that made me... That made me a lot better. When I was like, oh, that guy's an idiot, it made me a lot more confident to myself. Sure, oh, yeah, I think I can do that with my ex. It's like, it's like, oh, great, what is it? It's like, well, just as you were about to make the landing, so to speak, he'd always go, say when.
Drink chat.
Oh, my God. That's disgusting. Oh, my God.
It's not disgusting, he was just a big lad.
You're right, Hokies. I probably should make
He's got a balance problem.
For
People in
dispersed
chat, out of
coupling.
curiosity, who has named their phallus?
I don't think
Vanilla.
anyone actually does.
Oh,
I'm sure
do you?
someone does.
Someone in the chat is
No,
going to answer
well,
it, and I think I know who's probably
no.
going to be first.
I think at most, now I don't, well, maybe it is unusual. This is one of those times where you go, well, the way I think of it is, and you don't know whether anyone else does, because surprisingly, men don't talk about this kind of stuff. But it does always seem like it's like a different person to you just attached to you. Because you have no control over it. So imagine if like your
I knew
chest
it.
just would randomly pop around the back.
It was going to be hurt.
Like, if you have no control over something, it does feel like having an alien thing connected to you. Especially if you're a teenager. Like, one of my favorite lines, Wicked will know, one of my favorite lines from Buffy is that they're talking to, I can't remember, the guy with no powers, I always forget his name.
Xander?
Xander. They're talking to Xander, and she's like, that turned you on? He's like, I'm 17. Aluminium foil turns me on. And it's like, that is how teenage males are.
Oh my God, is that song? Not Dick in a Box. What's the other one that Lonely Island did?
A breeze rolled in?
No. Lonely Island's a band.
I don't know who. No, I'm on about a song.
But what's the one where it's like, oh, the wind blew in and I
No, that's the one I
jizzed in my
meant.
pants.
That's the
in
one
my
I
pants.
meant. Yes. A breeze rolled in and I
Jizz in my
in my
pants.
pants. Yes. Yeah. That went around when I was in high school. Always remembered it. There's also, the song I Want to Take a Selfie.
Oh,
There was
let me take a selfie.
Oh,
There's a
that one,
parody
yeah.
of that. Let me take a dick pic.
Oh, no.
And it's all like in a bathroom, and he's getting the guy who's in the bathroom to like take it for him and
I need
stuff,
to see
and he's like
this.
throwing money at him. It's like, no, obviously we're gonna do this, but first, let me take a dick pic. And it's like, it's amazing.
I don't know where this has gone.
You called your PP abomination, Ian?
No.
The abominable snowman.
That's true. It wouldn't
You
be
should have called
Saucy
it. What's
without
the
that.
name of Highlander. You should call it Highlander.
Hey.
Disparu just named Ian's you know what?
William Wallace. Because he's got a big sword.
Oh, Jason Webster, thanks for the 10. The reasons aliens haven't come to Earth: wars, disease, pestilence, injustice, incarcerations, dictatorships, religious zealots, natural disasters, Starfleet Academy, Mark Ruffalo, and Rachel Zegler.
Have you seen Mark Ruffalo has been on an incredible spree recently because we've had so much stuff this year and he has commented on all of it. He's commented on recent wars. He was commenting on the BAFTAs. He's been everywhere. He's in his element. He's even been joining up. So it's like, this is an open letter to so-and-so that I think we should. He's like, I'm there. I'm not doing that as well. I've been trying to put him in a video, and every time I do, he's already like virtue signaled over something else.
You're like, I can't keep up.
I can't. I was filming today, and I saw something from him today. It's like, well.
Mongoose, thank you for the 5. In an idiot aboard, Ricky would send Carl to places he knew Carl wouldn't enjoy to see his hilarious reactions to them.
I think Top Gear used to do that with Hammond. Like, they would go to Japan, and he only eats like English food. And so he would go to Japan and live off crisps for like a month. Because he doesn't eat fish. And Japan basically mostly fish. And they'd be there and they'd be eating like fertilized duck eggs and stuff. But I'll just have these walkers.
When not fertilized.
No, they have to be fertilized because the baby grows in them and then you eat the baby bird.
That! Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought you meant another type of egg, but yeah, I've had that.
I think that was in Vietnam, but I could be wrong. It was one of those kind of things.
There's a couple places in Asia that eat it. Philippines and Vietnam for sure.
It could have been either. I don't know whether they went to Philippines, but it could have been. I know they went to Vietnam because I remember when they came across like it was just on a road, and they went past a tailor's. And they all got personalized tailored suits done. It was like 20 quid each. It was like the most amazing bargain
honestly,
ever.
it's so cheap to get custom stuff in Vietnam.
It's one of the countries I'd like to go to. I see one of the things like Vietnam.
Just don't go
like
in summer.
I just don't know whether Vietnam is safe. This is a lot of the countries where I'd like to go. It's like, I just don't know whether it's like, because you look up a country and the government is like, well, there is a danger of being kidnapped. I'm like, what? And then it turns out, especially when it goes, if you go to the south of the country, you'll get kidnapped, but not in the north. I'm like, really?
I mean, I don't know about kidnapping in Vietnam, but I overall, it's not too bad.
I can't remember what the YouTuber was, but or who it was, but she went to Vietnam and went on like a shopping spree, got like her hair and makeup done, and it looked fantastic. Like, and it was very minimal too, so it looked nice. But it looked for something that like even like in America would be just ridiculously expensive. She spent like hardly anything.
Yeah,
and it was beautiful too. Everything looked so nice. Like the food, everything looked great. Too. Yeah,
a lot of my feed is like live abroad in X country. And so I see a lot of like Vietnam stuff or kind of all South Asian countries. Thailand, yeah, the Philippines, and then you get others like live in Austria.
If you go to Japan in the countryside, it's super cheap to live there.
Yeah, but the thing with Japan is just like immigration requirements and stuff. Like I see people to move into countries like I don't know how you met those immigration. I look up the immigration requirements. Like, I don't know how you met them. It's very strange.
It depends on the visa that they get.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like moving, like America, just as an example, because you want to know off the top of my head, they have no like self-employed visa. So if you're a YouTuber, they have to make up a business and then get your business that you set up personally to sponsor you as an employee of yourself to move to the country. And like all of the like legislation around immigration and stuff seems to be so
it's very
intricate and complicated and all over the place.
Yeah,
like
or you can go a 90-day fiance just bro. I'm just saying.
Well, it's like the digital nomad stuff. You're like, oh, so you can just go there and you work there and you pay taxes and like, yeah, for 2 years. What are you supposed to do after 2 years? Oh, leave. So, oh,
yeah.
Well, that's not really.
I want to live here for a long time.
Well, I wouldn't even mind like a year-long visa, but I'd like to be able to renew the year-long visa
easily
for a while. Like if you like living there, it's like no, you've lived here 2 years. Piss off. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, there's a girl
like it here.
There's a girl that was on The Bachelor, Bachelorette. She's trying to renew her visa, and it's very difficult for her right now. She can't go back to her home. She bought a home, and she can't go back to it.
But this is from what I've gathered, it seems like if you want to do that kind of stuff, you basically have to just stay out of, like, a suitcase and kind of accept that forever.
That would be too.
And it's like, well, okay, I don't really have ties to places now, but in 10 or 20 years, you would have liked to have got ties somewhere at some point.
Yeah.
I would pay to watch this show, Ian.
Oh my god.
Move to an East Asian country and share a flat. Hilarity ensues. Look, do you understand how much alcohol would be consumed in that flat?
Between the two of you,
we'd have to move to an East Asian country and buy a brewery.
You know what? You go to certain countries, alcohol. I think Korea, alcohol is accessible all hours.
Okay, so it's my friend's dad used to move to Portugal for like 8 months of the year because the amount of alcohol that he consumed in like over winter when he was in this, because he went there for the heat, it saved him money from living here. So he would be an electrician for like 6 months of the year, then move to Portugal and just drink for 6 months, and then come back and work again.
Work hard, party hard.
Look, yes, the English, the Scottish, their alcohol bills mount up.
I can't wait.
You don't know how much alcohol would be consumed. Well, it's like the Australians. The Australians go to sports championships which have limits set on how much the Australians can drink. And it turns out they drank through all of their limits on the aeroplane when they were going to the place. And they were going for like 3 weeks. And they drank the entire place dry.
Oh my god.
Well, people like the Aussies drink a lot. It's like, yeah, because they're English. That's why.
Do you know what the limit was, out of curiosity?
I can't remember what the sports championship is. I know they have to go abroad to it, and they do limit the amount of alcohol over the time. But I don't know. Insane. I can't remember what it's some kind of sports event that they go to, but I don't know what it was.
Okay, right. I kind of want to Google it. Which country consumes the most alcohol?
Google it. I wonder if it'll say America, because there's a lot of people that come from other countries to America.
Well,
so...
one of the first ones, like Australian race fans told to keep to 24 cans of beer a day. That is 2009. Fans will be limited to 24 375 milliliter cans of average strength beer. And I don't even know what that's for, but that was the first thing Google told me. Russia, Germany. I don't think it was as far as Germany.
Okay. According to Wikipedia,
motor racing.
Romania?
That's number 1?
Georgia? This is 2019.
The English could drink Romanians under the bus.
He's like, listen, we got it in all categories.
This is why I don't trust Wikipedia. But you know what? I went to another news source. Romania, top 17.1 liters.
Now it could be this. This was from 2009, but it may be when it was first introduced, because I don't think what I'm talking about was 2009. But Australian police are gearing up for an annual crackdown of motor racing fans, limiting race goers to 24 cans of beer a day from the Bathurst 1,000-day, 3-day race meet.
Bathurst. That's a street in Toronto.
No, because that's in New South Wales. Yeah, because America and Canada stole a lot of English names and then pretended that it's American.
I never said it was American. I'm just saying a street name was Bathurst. We have a lot of British, like, street names.
All of them. Whatnot. We have York. America has New York.
You also have Yorkshire.
All I'm saying is I don't think it was an accident that we have Great Britain and then a certain painter wanted to make Greater Germany.
You know what?
I didn't know where that was going.
I know, neither did I.
Never let them know your next move.
That's the Drew's motto.
You know what? The English language is so hard to learn. You know, there's too many rules. Well, there's rules, and then there's exceptions, and exceptions to those exceptions, and more exceptions to those exceptions. It's confusing.
Based.
It is.
It's because we're like, you can do whatever you want in private, but in public, obey the pissing rules, you savage.
The English language is just like a woman. You never know where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
You just hope it's not near you.
Damn. Ouch.
It's like, look, I'm not going to the kitchen.
You don't want me in the kitchen. Your dog will be. Never mind.
Never mind.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. It's like, it's like one of on a date. I'm more of a cat person. Short term, dog person. Long term, best be a cat person.
Jason, thank you for the Australian 5. K-drama The Art of Sarah is #1 on Netflix's top 10 non-English programs list. Hold on, let us look it up. Every time you can tell he's going to look it up. Let us.
Well, it's a man sitting over a woman's corpse is the initial image for it.
Wow.
Look,
sexy.
This okay, actually, I was gonna zoom out so you could see the entire picture, but this is legitimately what it first showed me. I'm already in, to be honest. Yeah, I'm already there. But then you zoom out to the entire poster, and it's like, oh. So is she not in the movie? Is this like a Pulp Fiction where she dies in the first 5 minutes, but then comes back? I don't know.
Maybe.
But when you just see that, it's like, nah, I'll watch it.
They goofed on this promotional image.
Yeah, they should have zoomed in on that poster. Wants to embody wanted luxury, even if it meant being fake. Traces after her desires. What? The more I find out, the weirder it gets. A woman who was constructed on a fraudulent identity of high society look. She's like a TikToker. The investigation into her mysterious murder is led by Park Mi Jeong.
John Thomas for 2. Rumors Barry Weiss will be running it. Barry Weiss? What is that?
I've heard
almost an hour
rumors
ago.
of Barry Weiss. I don't know her personally. I've heard the name though. She's probably one of the people where if I looked into her, I would understand what was going on. Because the reason I saw someone tweet about her who was a rampant leftist. It was like, this is just the perfect example of how someone can fail upwards. I think she was appointed by somebody a couple of years ago and has already traveled up massively through Paramount and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, political commentator, editor-in-chief of CBS.
Justin Martins, thank you for the 5. Of all the inventions over the past 100 years, the dry erase board has to be the most remarkable. Just Drew laughed. He couldn't even take that one.
No, it's not that.
What, does something happen to your camera?
No, I actually have a remarkable tablet, so that hit twice as hard.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Well, I mean, it's just it's like an e-reader, but you can write on it, essentially.
Oh, okay. Well, that's so cool.
So, you can read ebooks and stuff, but it's designed to be written on. I have the smaller version as well. I use digital notes and handwritten ones just because if I come up with a YouTube idea, I write them down because I find it's easier for me to think that way. But I just wanted to show you that your comment hit me twice as hard as it should do. Because I thought of it in terms of this.
Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. It works both ways. I'm fairly politically aligned with Disparu, but he's always like, vote for independence, you Scotch lefty.
I am. I'm like, yeah, well, would you just piss off and stop taking my tax money? The only reason that has changed is because now people from the other side of the world are also taking my tax money. And so like, well, I would prefer to have a Scottish person steal from me than someone from further away.
I'd rather someone that's more close to home.
I've bonded to Ian just more through proximity of geography. It's like, look, at least me and him have been to war before.
John Thomas, thank you for the 5. Disparu, ever heard of Raymond Ibram? Coptic Christian whose family fled Egypt. Interesting views.
Not off the top of my head. But it depends what he said. Not by book. Is an American best-selling author, translator, columnist, former librarian. Why on his Wikipedia is former librarian listed? Like
that's like a accolade?
You should only list librarian in sort of the television magical term from the TV show. Arabic history, Egypt. The studied at the California State University of Fresno. This guy is sounding like my arch nemesis.
Maybe that's why you wanted
I
to
thought
look him
that
up.
was Ian.
No, he's just Scottish.
He's his
That's the same for
frenemy.
any Scottish
He's
person.
just Scottish.
I
Mr.
insult
Harvey,
Ian
thank
as
you for
much
the
as I
super
would
sticker.
critical drinker.
And Darren Murphy with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Potato Squad, everyone. We've got new emotes that were just put up like last week. I think
Apparently
it
the
was.
ADL criticized him.
Yeah, X-ray and Disbrew emotes now. Spam them. John Thomas, thank you for the 5. That was Variety trying to manifest that into reality, not actual reality.
Variety does a lot of stuff like that. Like, for example, this title article here. Why Black award shows matter amid BAFTA's N-word controversy. Safe spaces are not about retreat. They are about dignity.
The strangest thing was where it was like, okay, so we don't mind him being at the event, but we think he should be in a separate room. And
Just
I'm like,
somewhere else. Segregated?
yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind Kugler or like Michael Jordan being on the stage. I don't think we should have to move him to a separate room. I think we're past that.
Ian for 50. Can someone show me where I can repay Disbrew the stolen tax money?
Just give it to him and whiskey, okay?
Yeah.
No. He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
He's Scottish. He would rather give me cash than give me whiskey. It's like, no, this is Scottish. This is ours.
Okay, Ian, where is the whiskey well? I need to find it in Scotland.
Yeah, you never told us about it. You won't tell us where. We must know.
We need the secret.
It is actually astonishing how many whiskey distillers Scotland has. Like, all of the different brands have their own distillery, and Scotland isn't a big place, and yet it's just full of distilleries.
All the towns are basically funded by distilleries.
I don't even blame them. If I was in Scotland, I'd drink too.
Down Under Daz for 5. Thank you. How did the blonde break her legs while raking leaves? She fell out of the tree.
Oh, God.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I haven't heard a good blonde joke in a while.
Yeah. Monkey Hate Clean for 5. What do we want? An end to Tourette's syndrome. What do we want it now? Want it?
Want
See you
it.
next Tuesday. I said want it now. I'm awful with some of these jokes, man. I'm sorry. I butcher it. I just
Ruining
add to it.
jokes.
I'm a joke ruiner.
I
John,
want
thank
to
you-
introduce...
Oh, hold on,
I don't know
John,
whether
hold
you've
on.
seen these. I don't know whether you've seen these guys, but these are philosophers of our generation. And you know how Star Trek memes started becoming in my feed? My feed now is like these two guys just doing random philosophy. So I think we should hear his wisdom.
If
Women.
women, oh God.
He's not
This is
happy
Peru.
already.
This is Peru. Oh.
He's like, oh no, what are you about to say here? Like, you're gonna get us cancelled. And they both do this to each other.
This is a Ryan Kinnell thumbnail right now about to happen.
It is like if you stand up, you're gonna take the sofa with you.
Again? We're doing this again? Okay, let's go.
Go through
He's oh no.
menstruation.
Oh, this is different. This is very different.
Then why don't men go through women's menstruation?
I will have you assassinated.
Women's Street.
There was another one they did, and it's like, look, if you put a pizza on top of another pizza, you have 2 pizzas. But if you put a lasagna on top of another lasagna, you only have 1 lasagna.
He said, I'll have you assassinated this. Is that like a preview of what it would be like if Ian and Disparu
Oh
were
my
in a
God,
house?
yes.
So-
No,
Can
you
we
want
get
a preview
philosophy?
of me and Ian? Like, this is
Yes.
it, right? Me and Ian could genuinely be replaced by robots. It's like you thought AI couldn't take your job.
No one
It is
cringes
just
harder than you on
lying
oh my
down,
God.
watching TikTok smoking. That is like you thought AI couldn't replace you.
this is
Here
like
we
a
are.
This is like a kid with their Popeyes candy pretending it's a cigarette.
You know the worst thing about this meme? I know which song she is gyrating to. And it's not even playing.
There we go. So it is. What would happen?
I know the exact Korean music which she is wiggling to.
Ian, are you doing blackface? Clearly.
Clearly. I used to do that with Cheetos. I'm so cool. I'm smoking a Cheeto.
No one can replace you, Disbrew, not with the amount of cringe content you do.
Yeah, not even AI can find this stuff. The disparate
I think I have something more random actually.
Oh,
I feel like no one can
Oh,
find.
no.
Do you want the best diet that anyone has ever come up with in the entire life? You want to know who invented it? Men. Do you want to know which men? Monks. Just want to remind you, everyone, this is an option for Lent. In the 1600s, monks in Germany drank only beer during Lent, brewing a strong, nutrient-rich beer. In 2011, a journalist recreated the fast and lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
All right, guys, let's go on a beer fast.
All you have to do is alcohol. The way it works.
Okay, finally, John, here you go. Unless this brew pulls something else up before I get to start.
I could pull up something really disturbing that I've just clicked on, but we will.
Oh, I mean, I could pull up something disturbing.
I guarantee you mine is more disturbing. I've not even seen yours.
Ah!
This is disturbing.
It is.
It's like that is the tripod from Coupling. Do you want to know what my disturbing thing was?
What?
Sure.
I don't know whether I showed this last week or not.
Whoa, what's happening? Is that what crossing swords looks like?
The gay tech mafia.
Why are their pee-pee hands touching?
Well, they're hands. They're just shaking hands.
Why are their
They're doing a business deal.
Pee-pee poles.
Mafia doing a business deal with an Apple Watch.
Who thought of this? In all honesty,
Hired.
It's
you know what's better about this? This is
gay.
why your RAM cost $1,000.
Ugh.
Mongoose.
F you, AI.
Okay. John, thank you for the 5. Speaking of games, X-Ray Wicked, did you see the post about Simon's Cat?
This is why mine and
Simon's
X-Ray
Cat.
Girl streams gone for 5
Cartoon
hours.
comic.
Because
True.
Wicked is the only one that can recover from these kind of weird segues.
I just make my own
Just another
segue. I'm just
topic.
like super chat time. Cat the Cartoon / comic. Y'all should play it on stream. Cat the Cartoon / comic. No, I have not. It's called Simon's Cat Game.
Talking about streams, how far did you get into the Pirate Windrose game?
I played a few hours. I'm into it. I wish I didn't start it so late because I was like, man, I'm ready to put like 6 hours into this, but it was like 1 a.m. when I stopped.
It'll take you
like that.
solo. I mean, if you knew what you were doing, 6 hours, you could get the ship and everything and complete the demo.
Yeah.
But for a demo, it's got a lot of stuff to it.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
If you do it co-op, you get there faster because you can get the resources enough and everything. But for an actual game, when that thing launches, their new trailer looks awesome. I saw Asmongold doing the ship combat and stuff with the sort of the big brigs and the invasion of the other ships and things.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a lot more. I'm gonna do co-op as well. I'm really excited. Yeah, I did get to.
It really works well in co-op because you get your own you get your own ships and stuff, so you can still be independent, but at the same time, just farming resources for a communal base speeds things up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to make the dodos extinct again.
I did. I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen. I punched it, and then the whole posse came for me. The blue ones are aggressive. You don't even have to punch them; they just come.
Yeah,
for you.
there's a certain one that attacks you. The same with the sows. The female pigs will attack you, but only a shorter range than the male ones.
Yeah, and the boars. I'm getting there though. I'm gonna get back to it. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Market Reality, thank you for being a member for 31 months. A lot of lawyers are doing a public service job with our 6th Amendment. It's sort of like joining the military.
I don't know anything about the 6th Amendment.
What's the 6th Amendment?
I know the 1st, the 2nd, and the 9th. No, there's one that says women can vote.
High.
It's the right to a speedy public trial.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm not American, clearly.
What's the 14th then?
The 14th Amendment? That's
there's one that allows women to vote.
Oh, isn't it the 9th?
Okay. Right.
That's the 9th, right? Or is it the 19th? That's the 9th, right?
I just need to get my misogyny accurate, that's all.
The 19th, isn't it?
You have to be correct.
Yeah, it's the 19th. It's the 19th. Yeah.
I don't want to go accidentally repealing the good laws.
Blue Sunrise, thank you for the 5. I went through a lot of trauma caused me to develop OCD and anxiety. I get intrusive thoughts. I cry a lot, and I'm so ashamed of it. Wish I was normal. It happens. You can push through it. Listen, you can push through it. I know that sounds like very just like surface level, but
no, I think that's better. You have the really effeminate way, which is what society's all been doing. Of no, I think you just need to talk through it and go through this and do everything else. And then you have the men's way that would have happened. Do you ever wonder why people didn't have anxiety before? It's because they didn't have a choice. Like you did the stuff where you starved to death, you know. And when you're left with no other choice, you do the work. You grow up, you man up, you handle it. And one of the best ways to deal with any kind of fear like this is exposure therapy. If you get anxiety doing something, do it more. Put yourself into the position where you don't like it, which makes you anxious. Because if you just do it enough, you'll find out that there's not really any side effects to it. Like, if you don't like talking to a random stranger, talk to them. It's the worst that can happen. They'll not like you. Oh well, you'll never see them again. You know, and so exposing yourself to this thing is what does it. It's like when people say, well, I got offended. Okay, so we need to say this to you more then, so you stop getting offended. It's very easy in the modern society to avoid doing things that you don't like. I don't like talking in public. I don't like talking to people I don't know. You go to a few meetups, you meet a few hundred people in a night you've never spoke to before, and they want to talk to you, and so you just constantly meeting new people, and you get over it. You know, it's the best way to do it.
Something I've learned, just the things that you're really uncomfortable doing, you got to do it over and over again until you're comfortable.
Yeah,
that's the best way to learn.
The first YouTube meetup I went to was in London, and before I went in the room, I was walking around the block because I was so nervous to go into the room. And I actually met, I can't remember his name, but I met somebody who was walking to the event as I was walking around the event. And then in the end I went in, and by the end of the event I didn't care because I'd met so many people during that night. You get over it. Yeah. Anxiety is something you do to yourself, but if you just expose yourself to it, you get over it.
It's true. I used to have anxiety. I was very social, but I still had anxiety. And then one day I just I put myself in uncomfortable situations to get over it, and it worked.
Yeah, one thing you'll find about YouTubers and streamers is most of them are introverts. Because extroverts weren't online that much in the first place. And so most people are like, I stream all the time. It's because they were in their house alone, and that doesn't tend to be extroverts. So this is a kind of a place where most people you meet will be introverts. That's both on streaming and in the chat. Most people will be introverts. So they all kind of understand.
Mike, there's a maid in Resident Evil 9, so you should play it.
Well, with Mike, and he said this publicly before, so I'm not like letting anything go here before, but with Mike, he hadn't set up his OBS or anything. And now he was like, I don't know whether I want to stream, which is something I have. I don't stream on my own because I was getting nervous before I stream my own. I can stream with other people easy, but doing a stream on my own channel feels different for some reason. But with him, I was like, I'll just stream with you. And so I turned up before his stream. He was like, I haven't even set up streaming. And I remember just going, just calm down, it'll be fine. Just press the go live button. And he kind of put himself in a position where he was left with no other choice but to go live. And now he streams all the time on his own. A lot of it is put yourself at a dead end where you have to. And then once you do, you'll realize.
Yeah. No, that's very true. Just like me. Okay, so I'm afraid of heights, and I even get like if I'm on it's weird because if I'm on like a roller coaster, of course it gets you like anybody, even if you're not scared of heights, like when you're on a roller coaster, it gets you, you know, your heart rate going and everything. I'm not really scared of the heights because it's fast and I'm like buckled in very well. But if I'm walking across a high bridge, if I look over, I get like, I don't know if it's called vertigo, but I get a little dizzy and I'm like, ooh, and I gotta like shake it off because I'm not like secure. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of out there. Same thing with like a Ferris wheel, because the Ferris wheel rocks. I can't do like at the top of the Ferris wheel. I'm like, whew, I gotta like keep my eyes closed. I do it sometimes. I'm trying to get over it, but it's just this weird thing that I'm not afraid of heights on a plane. When the plane takes off, I'm totally fine. I'm like strapped in and I feel fine. But if
I just like your random dance move in the middle where you're like, I'm not strapped in, and you like when you did a dance move and like the entire way, like that seems very dramatic. It's like, no, I occasionally just do disco.
It's not like get over it.
It's like, yeah, sometimes I just, you know, like no, actually.
Yeah. But no, that's just it's something different. That's not that it's still mental, but it's a physical thing as well, not just like anxiety. So it's you really do when there's something that gets you, anxious or scares you, you just kind of have to dive in head first and try and get yourself over it. And it usually works. You just got to be consistent with it. You got to step out of your comfort zone.
Because you mentally know that what you're thinking is stupid as well. Like, if you go and talk to someone in the street, nothing's going to happen. You know there's no risk there. But it doesn't help. Like, knowing that you're being an idiot doesn't help. No matter how many people tell you you're an idiot and you should do it, doesn't help. Which is why you have to force yourself. This is the same in VR. So in VR, you're in VR. The graphics don't look real. But the moment you put on that headset, it feels real. If you're on the top of a skyscraper and you try and walk off that building, you won't do it. You have to. You will still be testing to make sure that you're actually in the real world, despite the fact that it looks like a PlayStation 2 graphics. It's just that's the way our brains are, and so you kind of have to appreciate that. You have to separate your conscious, sentient mind from your biological, just driven on impulse body, and realize that you have to force it to do things consciously.
Yeah. Agreed. Shane's ex-wife was killed by a shark. I've loved them ever since.
Shane, your ex-wife was what?
Shane's given us a lot of details.
We're learning so much.
We're learning so much about
the
Shane.
clever way. Never leave a trail.
Duke Devil for 499 says, I'm glad to see Disru is alive and well after his last Starfleet Academy review. I thought there was need for a health and wellness check.
It did break me. It's only the second episode of television that has ever broken me. The other one is episode 7 of Wheel of Time season 1, where I never watched that video again. I didn't even check to see if it was right.
Yeah.
Episode 8 was it is the worst episode of television I've ever seen.
It was the most boring and sad and like why I love when TV shows do a musical theater episode for the most part, but this theater.
So like there was a musical episode of Starfleet Academy?
It was no. It was pure emotion. They said it was theater, but it was pure emotion.
It was
so
like
what it was
emotional theater to overcome trauma.
Well, yeah, but the thing was, it was using a 20th century play that I don't know, but it thought that I did know. And I think it's the writers really like the play, and so they put it into the show. But imagine, so I said on FNT, I don't know how any of these people, because a couple of episodes ago they got attacked by a ship. It was supposed to be traumatic for them. There's an episode in the middle where they were supposed to get over it, but just erase that because they don't care about it. And so yeah, this is supposed to be people getting over a death from 2 episodes ago. And, like, they're supposed to rebond, they're supposed to trust each other again. And so this theatre play and talking through it is meant to make them rebond and realize they can get over the thing. Okay. The issue is, I don't know what the play is. And so if you go, well, tell me about the father. What do you mean? What father?
Who?
Like, that's the
what are we even talking about?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Can we do Shakespeare? Everyone knows Shakespeare, okay?
Yeah, use Romeo and Juliet or something. Don't go, so what's your opinion on the ghost girl? What ghost? Ooh. Why is there a ghost girl? It was a woman before who was getting married and her father didn't like it. But now now she's dead and there's a ghost. I don't know what you're talking about. And so all it comes across as is all of these characters saying what I've already seen 2 episodes ago and saying that they don't like it. But a lot of the things that they're saying happened to episode didn't even happen. So there's a woman who goes through the hero's journey, and she basically sacrifices her own health to save her crewmates by ripping out this technological implant. And so then she kills a load of people to save her friends. And she's like, I'm really scarred by it. I'm like, what are you scarred by? I had to save my friends. It's like, no, you should be scarred by killing people. That's what you should be concerned with. That I didn't want to kill people, but I had to and was left with no other choice. But everyone else is angry at her because she saved their lives. And it just... I don't know why I should care about this play. I don't know what the play is. And when you go, well, what do you think of his husband? Whose husband? What do you mean? And then I get this guy, right? And this guy has pissed me off. But I'm simultaneously glad because at least I know who this episode is for. If you can share my screen.
Oh,
God. There it is.
This is the Starfleet Academy fan. I think this is the single person, the only fan of Starfleet Academy in the entire world. So this is the greatest show ever. Anybody who disagrees is wrong, no matter who they are or what they say. Every word, every line, every action, every nuance is the best thing ever. No matter what. And then he goes, even the queer stuff. Especially the queer stuff. And I'm like, this is the only fan. This is the guy that the show is made for.
He's the only one watching it.
Do you want to know the worst thing about this episode? I'm not exaggerating. I'm not doing this for laughs. I'm not the entertainment purpose. I mean this seriously. This is the single worst episode of television I've ever seen in my entire life. And it is written by the series showrunner. She wrote episode 1 and this one. And this is the person who's supposed to lead Star Trek.
It's really sad. And then, like, the whole hologram thing that happened where, oh, I'm glitching still. The hollow spot didn't work.
Oh, I enjoyed that. She died twice this episode. I cheered.
Yeah.
You know, this must be
the
really
one thing
bad.
that gave me hope.
Just throwing that out there because Disparu has watched a lot of crap television, and he said that's the worst episode of television he's ever
I don't
seen.
even think that this is television because a television episode needs a story, and this doesn't have a story.
Like the hologram goes and says, they're like, oh, you basically didn't have a childhood, so you had no way to process your trauma. So the other hologram dies and says, oh, well, I'll be your dad. And they spend 2 weeks of her whole life to give herself a childhood. I'm sorry, but if you went through adulthood and then went back to have a childhood, guess what? You're going to have some sort of psychosis because you cannot amalgamate those two different personalities that you have just made and put those two memories together and somehow come out okay. There's something really wrong with that. You shouldn't do things like that. Go backwards in time and put two different sets of memories together.
You know what you shouldn't have? Ads, which I can delete and then they return.
It's almost as bad as Starfleet Academy.
This was filmed before she discovered Ozempic. Because on the red carpet, she's suddenly thin, and then she's back to being a fat cow. It's like, what is it like to deal with toxic fans? And then she gets asked by them at some point.
Does she have does everybody that takes Ozempic have those, like, long demon fingers?
I think that's just a fashion thing.
Oh, okay.
Vitriol is insane. So Star Trek Discovery launched a whole new era of Star Trek, and along with all that love came Star Trek fans. Now, maybe that's a bit of a problem when you realise, along with the IP that you're making, came the fans. There's something over-the-top negative about whatever they think is their you might think? Because this, I'm going to say it's a woman that wrote it, but it could be a really camp guy. Oh, look, Laurie Ulster. Oh, we don't have
so
a
many
picture.
tabs.
We don't have a picture of her, unfortunately. I would have liked a picture so that I could.
She was so annoying in this episode. I really thought that the old ladies were going to just start and have a wine night and then talk about their cats and something like that. But I really wish that happened, but it didn't.
But I like the idea of these people think, like, you've just watched Star Trek for decades, but you only think it was that. You're too stupid. You don't realize that you're actually as smart as someone with 100 IQ. Everything, whatever it is, and you've come across all that, I'm wondering if you've given any, or would give any, to these young actors. I'd really hope that if it came and were affected by anything like that, it's a really difficult situation. The online presence of anonymous individuals who have to work out whatever's going on in their lives, be it rage, or, self-loathing. Now, I'd like to point out that this stupid, fat, ignorant cow had to take medical treatment in order to lose weight because she was physically unable to do it herself. Who do you think has the most self-loathing? The people who are commenting on entertainment, or the one who needs medical treatment in order to stop shoving food in their gullet? It's shocking. It certainly is. It's like you want the power of invisibility.
Well, then why become an actor?
No, she's on about the people that don't like the show. I mean, the power of invisibility, as I put myself in front of more viewers than their show gets, so that you can see how the world feels about you. It's like getting power, and now we're into projection. It's the worst things.
Plump. Sorry.
I would call her a magnificent celestial entity.
A galaxy.
A huge corporeal manifestation. Morbidly brave. The kindest things that people could say about you. They don't want... You find out you don't want that power of invisibility. It's jarring when it happens. I could say about them, sadly. This is the way it is to be any sort of public figure. It's not about... It is about you. I'm not insulting I'm insulting you specifically. These comments are not reflective of reality. Not anymore. You've taken a Zempic. And they may have nothing to do with you. They have everything to do with the person who's struggling with their own thing and working through their own really destructive way. Well, unfortunately for you, I'm not American, and that means I can control my way.
Well, and the wild part is if you put yourself in the public light, you have to understand that this is something that is going to happen. Especially when you put these types of crazy opinions out there.
You could just make Star Trek.
Real
Nobody had
sorry.
any problem. Nobody criticized any of the characters in Star Trek. Like in Star Trek, you could make you could come up with a reason why there were fat people on this planet. Nobody expected people in the future to not be fat. They expected people in Starfleet not to be, because these were the best of the best. These were people supposed to have self-control. And just talking about this makes me want to reach out to them and see how they're doing. I think I didn't take this. But you don't want to scare people or make them feel vulnerable like they have to protect themselves. Maybe I should check in. It's a really intense period of growing pains through that in the greater world. It's all just care-based morality. She's just a little baby. The vitriol is insane, but there's so much love. It'd be really daunting. It's all a process, and you have to become better at taking it in and letting it go. And I think you shouldn't let it go. You should be ashamed of yourself and what you've created. You should be literally insulted at your own company and fired. They should humiliate you for what you've made. You should be laughed at by your own company at what you have made, and the fact that you think that your episode, your television, is good enough to be put out as an entertainment thing. And she's like, no, but it's just me. It's like, no, but it shouldn't just be me. It should be your company.
Disbrew, there's a question in the chat for you.
Look, the first time I went to Orlando, I got dragged away by your immigration people into an airlocked room, a double airlocked room, where my bags got scanned and they went, you can't bring this in here. I am not bringing food to America. Ever again. I have learned my lesson.
They did not let him take his milk.
I am just like, there is nothing I don't know what I can bring. I don't know what I can't bring, so I'm bringing nothing.
You know the wildest thing? You can bring the food from your airplane into the country, and that could be illegal.
Yes. Look, it is so wild to me. I'm not massively well-traveled, but I've been to numerous countries, largely around Europe, though. I have never, ever met any immigration like America's. America's immigration treats you like they hate you and they don't want you to be there. Every time I go to America, I get dragged off into some sealed-off, airlocked room where a guy has to talk to me specifically, and I'm like, I feel like I've committed a crime getting on the plane to go there every single time I go. And it's like, I am not doing anything that could be remotely against the rules. You know, the last time I got pulled over because I had a microphone and a computer monitor. And I don't mean a box. I mean a portable thing that goes in a bag. I am not bringing food.
You know, if every time I travel...
True, yeah. I've considered blacking up Togs, but I'm not sure that'd work either.
Not in this country, at least.
Yeah, maybe if I went to Canada.
Jay. Please, he needs the biscuit.
I think Drunk 3PO gave me my third shout out, though. It was my third shout out.
You remembered it. He'll never forget it.
No, it was a big deal.
You'll never forget your third.
Well, yeah. It was the first. What was the first one? Was I forgot her name. I remember the person, but she doesn't make YouTube videos anymore. She was named after a plant. It was a flower.
No idea.
Then it was the quartering, and then after the quartering shouted me out, Drunk 3PO had me on his first stream, and Drunk 3PO was my first ever live stream.
Aw. That's so cute.
Did you have a disparant in the Dispa-Q?
No, because I was with the mighty Drunk 3PO. Shut up! I knew my place.
Oh, damn.
No, that's what I mean. English people know their place. There's a hierarchy of a time. Now, of course, now I'll be like, get back in your box.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mike. Okay, let me get a couple supers, then we're gonna move on to another topic. Oh, thank you for the $4.99. Just remember, Patrick doesn't have enough blood to supply both ends of his body, and that's a guarantee.
It's true.
Patrick the
That is the tripe. That's the tripod.
Wait,
She's
which
like, wait,
Patrick? Stuart?
It's well. Do you want me to say the word? Because then the chat are gonna have to drink.
Go ahead.
Oh,
if they
like
want
it's a
to.
coupling thing. Okay.
Yeah, the tripod guy is called Patrick.
Jay.
Sorry.
There you go.
I said Patrick the Star.
I'm glad you've I'm glad you finally learned where your loyalty should lie. He's like, yeah, I like pirates. I'm for the underdog. But yeah, he has like a balance problem. She's like, do you not have? I think he says something because he's meant to be really stupid. She's like, you don't have enough blood for both ends of your body, do you? It's like, and that's a promise.
Jason, thank you for the Australian 5. We in Australia might be a political or military superpower. However, we are a partying superpower.
Well, I mean, you
We
have
do.
to remember they do make their own toilet alcohol even in prison. So the Aussies were always going to be good at making it.
Well, the Americans do that too. I heard.
I've heard. I've never been to jail, but you know.
Yeah, but to be fair, the Americans are also English criminals.
I guess if you put it that way.
I was referring to the Aussies. It wasn't actually an insult at you. I was trying to insult the Aussies by proxy.
I'm not
It was like-
insulted. We
We
had
both got
earlier
confused.
conversation. I'm not easily insulted, so it
No,
kind of went
well,
over my
I can
head.
understand
Might be more of
X-ray
an
girl not
airhead.
getting confused. I don't think anyone would confuse her for an English woman. It's like maybe she does come from Yorkshire. It's like probably not.
John Thomas for 5. Wicked, have Florida gators learned to mimic humans drowning like crocs in Thailand? You'd have to ask Drunk 3PO that. I don't know.
But
He
there
probably
are a
has
lot
some-
of animals. I've seen crows where a crow gets fed because
smart.
it's like injured its wing, and so it's walking around. It's got its wing out, and people feed it. And then a load of other crows see this bird get fed because its wing's injured, and they go outside where it was fed, and they're all like, "Oh no, I'm injured as well!" And they like roll upside down and stuff, imitating them very
Wow.
like Austin, Texas.
Pobaxi for 5. Raymond Ibram got 15 minutes of fame again recently for having a talk with Peter Bogha. What is up with these names?
I don't know. They're
Boghestein?
just Star Wars names. It's like, and then he took over. It's like,
And the
you'll never
cameraman-
see what he did to the Death Star.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Seriously, Umbridge at their discussion.
Look,
Okay.
I think everyone should have an English name because I'm not going to pronounce your foreign mock. That's the way I see it. It's like, I will pronounce your name as an Englishman would. So I would call him a Boghossian.
Boghosian.
Apparently he's an American philosopher.
Oh, okay.
Like, so maybe he can describe what the best burger is or something. I don't know. He
Billy
has
News-
delved into the meanings of plastic cheese.
Billy News would like to know what food they took from you, if you would like to share.
What food they confiscated? It was pepperami was part of it. They took that,
Is that
and they
like
took
a beef jerky stick?
no, because I didn't want jerky because jerky has too much carbs. But I had pepperami on me, and I had what's it called? It's the African. It's the African version of jerky, but it has no carbs.
Ooh, what is pepperami? Oh, I see. What is that? Oh, it's a pork jerky snack.
It was meat. Yeah, it like it's. I'm not denying it was against the rules. I'm just saying I'm never bringing food ever again because I don't know what is against the rules.
Does he have a gum in his pocket and be like, toss it before I get off?
Oh, biltong says chat.
Biltong, yes. Now, biltong is literally meat dried. That's all it is. It's got spices on, that's it. But jerky is basically, I hate jerky because it's like half carbs. And the entire point to me of eating meat is to have low carbs. So I don't like jerky.
Interesting.
But yeah, they did not like me bringing jerky into the country. Now, I understand Americans have rules. What I'm saying is, every time I go into the country, I seem to be breaking some kind of new rule that I didn't know about before that was fine 2 seconds ago. So the first time was food. I've never brought food into the country ever again. I'm never going to. People ask me to bring food. No, you can buy it yourself. You're America.
He's yelling
I'm sure
at
you
Jay.
can buy it.
No,
I'm sure
get
you
your own
can buy.
biscuits.
I'm sure you can buy English biscuits in America, right? I'm sure that's something you can do. You have the power. But then it'll be like, oh, you brought too much technology. Like, what does that mean? And then it's like, well, you might need a different visa. I'm like, what do you mean I might need a different visa? It's kind of a grey area. What's a grey area? I've been dragged into, legitimately, right? They take you out of the line. You go through the first guy. He's like, no, go through. Then he's a secondary inspection. You go through this air-sealed, airtight container into a metal box surrounded with loads of people who look like they've just come from Mexico with stuff up their arse. And you're like, oh, God, what's going to happen here? And then this guy, you're going to have to come with me. It's like, what's a... You get your suitcase. Okay, I've just been on a flight for 12 hours. Am I allowed to use the toilet? Is legitimately a question that I asked. Because I'm like, I don't know. Like, am I about to hear the word lubricant? Because if I am, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, if it's like he's there, it's like, I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen here, right?
Now,
and then they put your bags, and I'm like, what bags? It's like all your bags. Oh God. So now the suitcase is going through, then the bag, and then you hear an intake of breath. If you're going through immigration, you never want to hear an intake of breath. I've heard an intake of breath multiple times going through customs. When I came back from France once, I heard an intake of breath because I was bringing back, this was way before all the problems with airlines existed, where you could bring like liquid, doesn't matter. So I brought back beer. So my entire backpack was full of Desperados. Desperados is my favorite beer. It tastes like tequila. And I heard... Because my bag went through and it was green. Like, it was a solid wall of green because it was just liquid. All of it. But the thing is, I heard 3 guys in America all go... As my bags went through the scanner, and I'm thinking, what on earth have you seen on those things? Do you think this is a bomb? Am I about to get shot? I don't see guns in England. And then he kept like... How much is the value of those things? I'm like, what do you mean? Do you mean the laptop? Is the laptop included? Like, am I supposed to remember everything I put in that bag? Because I don't know. Are we going to open it up? I could just show you. It's fine. And then he's like, you're in a grey area. You might need a different visa. I'm like, I just do YouTube. I'm like, I could not make videos. I'm willing at this point to make any negotiation possible just to go through there without getting shot in the face. That's all I'm thinking.
They let him pee, but they watched.
I don't know. And he went, oh, you're in a grey area. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you might need to do, like, an A2747BE form. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, mate. I think the only reason I've got through into America is because I come across like a total idiot who has no idea what's going on, because I am. I walk in there and I hope and pray that they let me through and I don't know what I've done wrong. It's the only reason.
And Ian says, sir, 250 USB cables is too much for one man. Thank you for the 50.
You know what
Like,
you have
God
to say?
forbid-
I'm gaming. I game on the
I'm a
craziest
gamer.
laptop ever.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you might need a different visa. I'm like, what? You might need a different visa? I thought it was America. I thought it was allowed in for 90 days. No.
Yeah. Yeah, they're intense there, but you definitely took the cake on the scariest immigration
right?
I've
story.
only got through without being dragged into a metal box once. I know, like, okay, this will be fine because I've learnt now. Every time I won't do whatever caused trouble last time.
And then
No,
a
every
new
time it's
problem.
a brand new problem of what I always did before. So God.
Ian for 50. When Wicked's not there to moderate, it's just everyone staring at the screen, rubbing their brows for an extra 40 minutes.
It is.
You're welcome.
I am renowned for my thick brows.
And
I
it's
did
blonde
get asked
hair.
once by a woman if I plucked my eyebrows. I'm like, no, you savage. Why
You
would I
savage.
pluck my eyebrows? This was in college. This was before, like, internet or anything else. I'm like,
Maybe because
why would I pluck my eyebrows?
Maybe because you don't have a unibrow. Unless you
This
do
is
the national
England.
number. I don't
We're
know.
not from the colonies.
I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We all finished it. Overall, like I liked it so much. I thought so. I mean, obviously, if you're not into Game of Thrones, you probably wouldn't want to watch this. But I do feel like this could be standalone if you haven't watched any Game of Thrones.
It's absolutely standalone.
Yeah, it's just like a good medieval show, and it's a completely different tone from Game of Thrones, and I loved it. Like the humor in it, the glaring thing on this is that you root for Dunk. You love him. In Game of Thrones, it's kind of, I guess in the actual Game of Thrones, not like House of Dragons, you could find families that you want to like win. You like the Starks, like this, whatever. Like in House of the Dragon, I don't care about black or green. They all suck. I don't care who wins. But like you don't like the Targaryens. There's all these crazy characters in Game of Thrones. But with Dunk, it's like he's so noble and he's a good man, and you root for him. And
it's the absolute classic underdog story of someone who is moral, just, and wants to be a good person. And finding good people in this world, if we want to compare it to the Game of Thrones world, it is so rare.
Yeah, and they usually get killed right away too, like Ned Stark. Nobody was expecting that in Game of Thrones because he was just a good guy, and also because it was Sean Bean. You're like, he's gonna.
I still think he was miscast because I think Sean Bean, and this every time I see Sean Bean in anything, he carries the entire series.
Yeah,
I
people
think
expected that. I think they did that on purpose for that reason. Because
but I think Game of Thrones would have been better if he was cast in a different role where he could have been in it for much longer.
Yeah,
like Sean Bean, I think is actually one of the more underestimated actors. Because he always seems to be carrying a series, and yet he's always killed off. And it's like, just once you get him, just keep him in for as long as you can.
Yeah, right. Let him act, man. So, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is averaging over 24 million viewers per episode globally. That's amazing. And we've got, what's this next one here? Oh, this was cute. Hold on. This was adorable. Dexter Soul Ansel, who plays Egg in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, gifted the creative team custom Lego minifigures personalized for George R. Martin, Ira Parker, Owen Harris, and Sarah Smith. Alongside them was a handwritten note. Thank you for letting me bring Egg to life. Love, Dexter Soul Ansel. And look how cute that
he's
is.
not called Dexter, is he?
His name is Dexter. He's British too.
How on earth can you... To be fair, I say this having known people that also called their kid Dexter. And I'm like, why would you ever do that? It's like, we never saw the TV series. I'm like, yeah, but you know about the TV series. And he is about the age where they should know about the TV series. This is like calling your kid, what was the previous one from The Exorcist? Damien. Don't call your child Damien either. Damien and Dexter are out as names.
See, for me, when I think Dexter, I think of Dexter's Laboratory. From Cartoon Network.
No.
I know what you mean.
Maybe don't name your child after a renowned serial killer.
Yeah. So these are new details that have just came out on A Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 2. It's now in production, so we're gonna get it next year, I think. Which, wow, can you believe it?
That's so fast.
That's
honestly,
so fast, especially for
unexpected.
Well, I mean, there's rumors of Starfleet Academy at the end of the year.
Well, they've already they were filming into it, so they didn't finish it and then plan another one.
When the red carpet was going on for the first series, they were already filming the finale of the second.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that in terms of a normal production.
Yeah, but even this though, like 6 episodes.
6 episodes ranging between 30 and 60 minutes, adapting the Sworn Sword. Dunk and Egg will go to Dorne. Show will stay in Dunk's point of view. George R. Martin is heavily involved and visited the set. Yeah, back to that. I don't care about that either. But the show staying in Dunk's point of view. I love that because another thing with Game of Thrones is you have to follow all these different families and all these different members of the families. I like that it's mostly, even this season, just focused on Dunk and his story. Because it's a really good story, but it's just easier to follow. And you don't have to know all this backstory of all these families. And when they do name drop a family or an area, it's like, oh, I know that from Game of Thrones. But if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, it's totally fine. You can still enjoy it. It explores the theme of loyalty and maybe against blind loyalty. Westeros is in a drought and it's releasing in 2027. So we're going to get it in a year. I'm happy about that.
It'll
because
still be too short. I need more.
I think you should be able to film and release 6 episodes in the same year.
like
Do you
what we grew
remember?
up with. Like okay, think of like
20
Vampire
episode
Diaries,
series.
right? Like there'd be 20, 30
24,
episodes.
26. Yeah.
Yeah. And
It
now
would
we
hot-
get
in a year.
6 in 2 years.
They would film the entire year. You would have half the year watching it, half the gap, and then the next thing would release. And 6 episodes, 30 minutes each. Even 6 episodes, 60 minutes each. You should be able to film and do it the entire year. I don't even care if you're doing like CGI while the series is being released or something. This really doesn't have that much CGI. It shouldn't be that big of a deal for you. You should be able to start now, as long as you've got the script, which you should be writing the
Should have been
script.
working on it, yeah.
Yeah, you should be writing the script for the second while the first one is being filmed, so it should be done by now. You should be able to film the second series now and have it out before the end of the year. There's no reason not to.
No,
They
I agree
spend
with that.
too much stuff on the wrong things, I would presume.
I guess
so.
like this compared to House of the Dragon, the reason why it's taking so long for that is because there is a lot of CGI, just because of the dragons in particular. But still, the fact that it's taken us 2
I don't think
years.
there is a lot of dragons in his...
Well,
oh, you mean...
No. I'm like saying
yeah.
comparing this to House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Because we're not.
Yeah.
It sucks because the first season of House of the Dragon was good. I know that wasn't really your thing. You just liked Matt Smith, right? Disparu, like that was like the only plus for you on
None
that.
of it is my thing. I just don't have the attachment to Game of Thrones as a franchise that other people do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like streamers. There's streamers that they're not to my taste, but they have so many viewers. You're like, well, okay, you know.
Yeah,
It's just not. It's not. This is crap. It's just. It's not for me.
Not your
So.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like House of the Dragon, the first season was very loved. I liked it, and then second season had some good episodes, but it was such like a filler season, in my opinion. And then we have to wait 2 years for season 3. This is way better. The
After a
pacing is so
horrible
much better.
ending?
Yeah, the pacing is so much better on this. Out of like this and House of the Dragon, I like A Night of the Seven Kingdoms way more, just because the pacing alone.
Well,
And
it was like a callback to the idea that there could be so much tension with just dialogue.
Mhm.
And I felt like every episode had so much to give, even if nothing crazy happened action wise.
Yeah, it was And like I said, just having in this universe, having somebody that you root for just wholeheartedly because he's a good person, and the fact that he's still alive too, and because he's the main character, so clearly he's going to be around for a while, it's a different pace, and I like that for Game of Thrones. So I'm excited for the next season. It's going to be
I think that
fun.
was the problem. I think I can't remember what his name was. Was it Devon Erickson? Made a big long tweet about the only way you can ever finish a story is if it actually conforms to a certain reality. I think he's right. That's why Game of Thrones can never be finished, because George R.R. Martin does not believe that people can be good, because if people can be good, it means that he's bad as a person, because he isn't good. The reason why he deconstructs heroes is because he's a horrible person, and it makes him feel better about himself. And I think there's a lot of truth to this, that the stories that humans resonate with are the good stories. It's the ones that make you want to be better, not worse. And that requires stuff. And yeah, there's a load of stories that kind of analyze the boundaries of that, or when you should be good, or some people think that violence is bad overall, and the story's like actually teaching you no, it's good. It just depends who it's against. Whereas George R.R. Martin's just, everyone's horrible all the time. They're all just scum, really, at heart. You're all just evil. And that's not, doesn't make a story, and you can't finish a story that way. And even, Tyrion Lannister, the main actor, said the reason why people didn't like the finale was they just wanted to watch the pretty white people walk off on a happy ending, like, into the distance. And I think that's true. That, yeah, you need a happy ending. You need the good guys to win in anything. Or that people just won't like the story.
Yeah.
So that's why this has taken off.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. And I didn't really think of it that way with George R. R. Martin, but it absolutely makes sense.
Well, Erickson said it was because if he had to admit that heroes had to exist, then he would also have to admit to himself that he's just a fat, lazy piece of crap. And that's why he's never written the book, because he is just a fat, lazy, useless twat.
And I think it's also like he should, in theory, be able to write a fantastic ending, especially after what happened with the Game of Thrones show. Just don't do that, and you'll have a good ending, pretty much. and if you're paying attention to anything people are saying online, but at the same time, he probably doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to say, like, people be like, well, you just took this from some forum online. No, I didn't. It was in my, you know what I mean?
Well, I think
so
he
he's
wants
just-
them all to suffer. I think that's the thing. He wants, I think the ending that you got was the ending that he wanted. I think he wrote that out for them. I think he told them, no, these characters are going to die. They're all going to be horrible. It's not going to be satisfying. All the good people that you rooted for are all evil. I think that's exactly what he wanted. And so, yeah, now he would change it, but I don't think he knows how. You have to remember, he set up his books from subverting Wheel of Time and subverting Lord of the Rings. Like, he read those series, and he was like, no, people aren't good, though. What if everyone's just an arsehole?
In that world, I can believe it, but now after seeing what he probably envisioned was
his choice
story, like he's too afraid now.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
guess
people.
it's a little bit of
I think a lot of his
everything,
fans
really.
would agree with him, though.
What, George R. R. Martin's?
Well, they've liked the story this far, right? And the story has always been this. Like, Eric's... You can subvert a trope for a while, and people will like it. They will like the dark thing, they will like the deconstruction, but you have to end with the good guy winning. And a lot of his fans like the deconstruction, because they also agree that mostly people are horrible. But they still need the hero to win at the end, because something like humanity, it was like, no, I don't just want, like, nihilism is inherently repulsive to humanity. And I think he can only write nihilism. Like, even in this series, it's not a hopeful thing. He's the only guy which is good, and then some people turn up to fight him, fight for him, but they're also living in their own hell, and they die. You know, they suffer for helping him. This is not a heroic series in any shape of the imagination. It's only heroic and hopeful compared to his own stuff, really.
Yeah, I didn't look at it that way. I actually really agree. Yeah.
Well, like, after the big fight, because the fight was great, but in the next episode, at the end of that one, the guy who's the final guy that turns up dies. And it's like, well, should he then know? Is that what's best for the story, or does that just make George R. R. Martin feel better about himself? That George would never have been the guy that turned up. He wouldn't have rode in to save the guy, but George would have lived. And that's what that story's telling you, that if you help somebody, well, you're going to die. And I don't like that. Like, I like things like Deep Space Nine. So there's an episode in Deep Space Nine which is about you're in a war. This Starfleet, the guy has to kill a guy, but he also saves millions of lives in Starfleet in Starfleet. And he's like, no, I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with that, because he's broken his own moral system, and he goes to the guy who kills the guy, and he's like, I can't believe you did this to me. How would you dare do this? You knew when you came to me, you knew I was going to kill him. You knew the person that I am, and you were asking me to do it when you came for my help. And he's like, you got a guy, you used a proxy to kill a man. So that you could feel better about yourself and remove yourself from the action. I won't let you. I'm going to tell you that you knew exactly what the person I was. And that's the thing. People see Deep Space Nine as a deconstruction of Starfleet and morality, when actually it's like, no, all the morality you've been taught your entire life is wrong. And that actually, the male justice-based morality is the correct one, and you're going to have to make sacrifices. That's what needs to be in stories that we're not getting. Because we just got a load of lesser people who only see things in either the nihilistic point of view or the care-based morality point of view, and not the realistic one. That, yes, I can be a good person even if I have to kill innocent people. That's not deconstruction, that's just the moral. If you have to kill a random person that you don't know to save 1 million people, that is the correct moral decision.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing to play with, not everyone's really mean to me all the time because I was bullied at school.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
need
pretty lame.
theater to work through my trauma, Disprue. I don't know how to explain that to you. I'm kidding.
Well, like, people have a go at Brandon Sanderson because all of his characters are broken. It's like, yes, but all his characters also get over being broken, and it makes them more powerful. It's like, yeah, I had a crap childhood, but I got over myself and learned to grow up. And that is a far better message to have in a story than everyone's horrible all of the time.
It's the overcoming of it. And I mean, if one story is nihilism, it's not going to kill me in that sense. It's interesting seeing, I think with Game of Thrones specifically, why I was attracted to it is just seeing this interplay of powers and people wanting to have political power or physical power or whatever, and live in this world. I mean, I love the anti-hero story, like when it started with Dexter, and now it's all done too much. So one story like this is
do
fine.
need both. Yeah.
So it as long as you don't keep doing it again and again and again, it works.
Yeah, and what to add on to what Disparu was saying before, like, oh, had a crap childhood and then they overcome it. People like seeing that because you see it's like an underdog story rising up, or seeing growth from somebody, not someone who's just like, you don't see them go through any struggle, because that's a human. Everyone struggles.
Everyone struggles.
So yeah, when you see when something a story is like that, and then you also have a nice ending to it, you see them go from down to up. That's something that a lot of people like.
It is nice, yeah.
You also have Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive, where that's the magic system. So, you have, like, your soul, then you have your abilities, and you have these kind of spiritual creatures that get attracted to emotions and things and come from a different realm, and they fill in the gap in your soul. So they can only bond with broken people. And people are like, everyone's broken in this series. It's like, yeah, that's literally the magic system. Like, it's built into the law that everyone has to have a terrible childhood or they won't become this kind of thing. And you can either take it as a message, or you can take it as just, I don't like that because I had a nice childhood. It's like, whatever.
He is. We both hung out with this brew. He is fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I like when he gets drunk.
Yes.
Well,
like,
we're getting there.
All right, let me catch up on supers. Thank you guys so much. Marker Reality, thank you for the 2. Sixth Amendment includes the right to a lawyer. Oh, that was so long ago. Sorry. I mean, Mark. we did explain it, but thank you, Mark, if you're still here. And thank you, Mark, for the 5. I remember when I met Disparu, I had a name tag with my screen name, Marker Reality. That way he knew who I was. Yes, I remember, Mark. We were there.
I get asked, like, people, especially when you've been to more than one meetup, and like, do you remember me from this? It's like, you have to remember, you meet like 300 people in a night or more. And it's a kind of, I'm already drinking. I already can't remember what I said myself, let alone anybody else.
And Mark gifted 5 memberships. Welcome to the Potato Squad. Gosh, I need to go to bed. Welcome to the SCAD. Spam the Disparu and X-ray emotes because they're new and they're cute. Everyone loves the Disparu one, and it's funny because it looks like your squirrel's holding up a cell phone. I love it.
I mean, the background, it kind of looks like the squirrel's holding up QT Gatwa. If I just stretched his arm out, it'd be like holding him up.
You should set it up that way. Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. U.S. Customs are the biggest.
Customs.
Well, he's like, don't edit the.
It's like those US moms. That's what the thing is.
I've been to commie countries, but I've never been airlock room. Bro, what are you carrying, Marmite? Someone said that in chat. Did you bring that?
It's like multiple times. Like, the first one was food. That was 2 airlocks. The second one, I got dragged into, and you know when you look around the other people, they gonna deny us. I will judge you exactly by how you look. I judge everybody by stereotypes, and I am not ashamed. I walked into this room, I thought I was going to prison. I'm like, I am not like these people. We are not the same.
Why are you so obsessed with this, Ian?
I am not gonna lick your forehead. It's more than last week.
I know, and you know what?
I will punch you in the face. This is America.
Mongoose clipped it when I was gaming, before I started gaming with Jay the other day. He got confused and he was like, Ian wants to lick my forehead. I'm like, no, he wants to hug you. He wants to lick Disparu's forehead. But Disparu did just throw you to the wolves and say that he was allowed to lick your forehead because you said
Did I? I can't even remember throwing him to the wolves.
I was like,
that was just a natural inclination.
You were like, no, you can lick his forehead.
I was just throwing random people at him.
Yeah.
Shane says maybe. Ian will let you know if he gets there.
I'd like, well, this is the thing. How would I know, right? Because I can't lick it myself. This is the whole point. What if
happening in chat?
What
Oh,
if the
never
key
mind.
to
Okay.
What if the key to immortal youth is on the end of your elbow? You'll never know.
You'll never know. Oh, there she
Exactly.
goes. That's not.
Let
gonna
me
get
lick
clipped.
your elbow.
Well, that's the entire point of the comment. Is like makes you look as if you need to go to a certain school. Like Starfleet Academy, there's a sign outside Starfleet Academy that says "Slow Children."
Slow kids
Oh
that
my god,
play.
that's one of my favorite signs to see on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It says slow children playing.
Well, I
Like,
was
thanks
just
for letting
go.
me know.
I was just go slow children. I'm like, well, that's offensive, and then I think, it's not that big a deal. So they can't read it.
Shane, thank you for the 20. Toilet alcohol tastes like crap. Oh.
That was actually in Starfleet Academy. She said, I dropped your toothbrush down the toilet, and then she gave her a toothbrush. And I think it was just the same
so
one.
Weird.
Yeah.
So
As said,
weird.
it brings a whole new meaning to shit-eating grin.
New Squalor, thank you for the 5. Actually, really hard to get Branston pickle in the U.S.
You notice that you said really hard and not impossible? Because it's impossible to get through customs.
Is it?
I'd get dragged into a two-story layered metal room, which is airlocked out.
I
got
got
escorted.
Canadian privilege.
The guy on immigration manually took me through 2 layers of things. There was no one else in this room. At least I was with some random people that looked like they were criminal filth. In this one, I'm there, there's 3 people, security guards around the outside. They've got guns. To get out, I had to walk up to a desk. The 3 people behind there, they said, press the button. And I'm like, what button? Then that one there. The door moved over. I was like, oh my God, what's happening here?
He's getting taken to the back room.
I wouldn't have been surprised if I ended up in Area 51. I went through that many layers of security.
God.
I didn't even know that many layers of security existed at an airport until you're like, by the way, I bought some pepperami to your country.
This
do you
will
wanna-
be the next conspiracy we talk about.
Yeah,
Do you want
right?
to know what? If I ever vanish going to America, I probably just brought a laptop monitor or something. Do you want to know what every other country in the entire world's immigration is like? That's it. You go to America, it's like 2.5 minutes of questions, and then you're probably getting dragged off into a different room.
You know, I'm so happy I've never had that happen to
Yeah,
me.
me
Thanks,
neither.
Disbro, for making me
It's
feel better about my
every
life.
time. I like find some new rule.
Yeah. Disbrew is definitely the people that you want to keep out of the country, apparently, according to the mirror.
Like, this guy is
I-
real sus.
I'm amazed, and I literally do my best. Whatever the last problem was, that they're like, oh no, this is a grey area. I'm not going to do that again, and I run into some new thing. It's honestly amazing.
Ian's probably right. It's too many cables. They're like, no one should have this amount of cables to travel. Something's wrong.
Well, I'm pretty sure that even my end on the security thing, I'm pretty sure the guy thought I was doing something to security because my bag got dragged over along with 5 other bags at security. And I'm like, oh God. And it took forever. And they were pulling out the boxes out of order. So I'm getting more and more angry as I'm standing there.
You got to pack everything
Oh, then you have
back
to
up.
repack it at the
Yeah.
end. They don't pack
no,
it
it
for
wasn't
you.
even that. It's just my bag's there. I'm next, and you take the 3rd one. I'm already pissed. And so this guy comes up, takes it, and he scans it, and he just starts going, "What is it?" I'm like, "Well, I've got a laptop. I've got a monitor." It's like, it's probably the monitor. Blah blah blah. He pulls it out. He says, "I'm gonna have to scan it." So he gets like the magic wands that they've got to wave around for explosives or whatever it is. And I'm just standing there, and he's talking to me, and I'm just ignoring him. I'm just like, just do what. Like, I'm not gonna say, just do whatever you need to do. I just want to get on the plane so I can fly to America and get dragged into some 2-story thing to go somewhere else. And then he looks at me and goes, "You okay?" And my immediate brain is like, "Oh God, no! Now what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fine, thanks. Yourself?" And he went, "I'm gonna be 1 minute." I'm like, "Oh no! What have I done now?" He walks off, talks to the guy behind me, and I'm pretty sure he's like, "Is there anything suspicious about this guy's bags?" And so I think they rescan my bags where I don't think there is. And he comes over to me. "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Off you go then. I'm like, oh god. I think there's just something suspicious about me. I don't know what. I think it's because I was angry. I think that's what it was. He took it as nerves. I'm like, no, I just hate going through security in airports. I despise everything about it. It's not even because it's my country. Some guy from a different country caused me to go through this. And I have my shoes scanned. I got dragged over to a separate scanner of my shoes because they're over a certain amount where it's like, oh, well, maybe this is suspicious. And I hate everything about all of you. I despise living in this reality. And he's like, no, I think you're the suspicious one.
This disparat's killing me.
It is. He's going off.
No, because I've never had it as bad as him with the locked rooms or whatever. But every time I go through at least initial security to get onto the plane type of thing, I have to take out all my electronics, every single little piece of electronic. Otherwise, they have to pull my bag out, go through it, and I'm like, it's a microphone. That's a soundboard.
Yeah, I have to do that too.
No, my problem was microphones because they're like, what if you're working in the country? And
No,
I'm like,
you
look,
just say this is what I have.
No, but I'm like, well, I could not work in the country if that's a big. It's like, what do you do? It's like, well, it's just like, oh god, well, it's YouTube. I'm gonna meet some people that want to meet. You sound like an arsehole describing it, right? That you're going to a different country to meet people in a different country that want to meet you. That already sounds like you're an like you're an egotistical prat. It's like, well, that's not bad, but you're gonna make videos about the place. I'm like, I'm in Vegas. What do you think I am? I talk about films. So, well, you're in a grey area.
And then he's like, okay, what's your channel? It starts
No. The first time they asked my channel, the first time they did ask my channel.
All right.
Then you, oh god, every time.
Johnny Ultra, thank you for the 2. Hey panel, hey Disparu, when will you return to Tuesday night's main event?
Got nothing to do with me. When
Someday,
they ask,
maybe.
God, no.
When they ask.
John Thomas, thank you for the 5. I have invoked the John Ringo rule against George R. R. Martin over series abandonment. I will not have anything to do with anything else he does. A pox upon him. Sounds like something Disparu say about
A pox upon your family. Yes.
Yeah. Jason, thank you for the 2 from Luck Besson, the Traveler, starring Disparu. Oh, Luke, sorry. Really, Luke is spelled like that sometimes?
The Traveler. What's the
Luke, maybe it's a French spelling of Luke.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I googled the Traveler, and it. Wait, what? The Traveler's Rest Scholar. No, to be fair, I was playing with my laptop. My glasses were in the way, so I picked them up, and just it was coincidental. The Travelers was a movie? An Australian family film? I don't know. We need more context if you're going to bring up various different cultural topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably true.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
probably.
do you want to know the worst thing about that? When I got dragged over for having too much stuff, it was like, well, I've got a mic, but I have wireless lav mics, so I'll bring those just in case that mic dies. I brought something in case everything died, except my laptop. Do you know what died? The pissing laptop.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I didn't have a backup for. Actually, I've got the same laptop. It just needed the actual case. It doesn't charge off USB. If you have an Asus laptop, you cannot rely on USB charging. If it dies, it dies.
Monkey Hate Clean for 2 is supposed to be Oasis, Sir Oasis of the Liver, the knight who loves a beer.
Cirrhosis.
Oh, cirrhosis. Okay, I thought I messed up another joke. Cirrhosis. Okay, I thought it was supposed to be Oasis. I'm like, did you
I was
get
like,
an A?
wait, what? Oh,
Yeah, I was surprised that X-Ray didn't get that before me. But it was like,
because she said Oasis, and I was just like, that doesn't make sense. Because I kept on thinking Oasis.
Cirrhosis. I get it now. I ruined every joke. Sorry. Monkey for another 5. Hey, Chad, do you like Imagine Dragons? Imagine dragging these nuts across your face. Actually said that. I should let this ruin.
I was like, no, I do quite like Imagine Dragons, and so, oh no,
not anymore.
I felt like Asmongold who falls for that.
It won't be these nuts. It would be his tongue, because he keeps saying he's gonna lick your forehead too.
Who does? What? I've only ever heard Ian say he's gonna lick my forehead.
I don't know. I saw something about a lickathon in chat earlier.
There was something going on.
Yeah, Oasis destroys your grey matter, not just your liver.
Andrew, thank you for the 5. Game of Thrones is like mystery box. People write their own meaning and ending. It will change at some point. Honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Thomas for 2. Super Troopers 3 is coming out.
I have no idea. I know Starship Troopers, which also has a 3. 3 is way better than 2, by the way, because it has Johnny Rico back.
Hokies for 10. They just want to spend more time with this Uru. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, me and a load of criminals, judging by the looks of them. I
guys
walked
can
in.
make toilet wine together.
People like you shouldn't judge. I walked into that room. I judged.
John Payne for 5. Disparu, I can lick it myself. Well, remove a few ribs and then maybe you can.
No. Doesn't matter how many lips you lick.
I'll let you mess.
I told X-Ray I was very close to getting drunk. We're clearly arrived.
We're here.
It's like
he's arrived.
It doesn't matter how many ribs. I've still got more. It doesn't matter how many ribs you remove. You can't lick your own forehead. You'd have to remove your nose and like fold your face.
Oh, there's a guy who can look at his own forehead. I saw it on Guinness.
You'd have to fold your face.
I saw it on Guinness.
You'd have to fold your face.
He might have like a really long tongue.
Like a really long tongue.
I could understand somebody who could lick their nose, but not their forehead.
Guy who can lick his forehead. I'm finding it.
Yes, we got Saucy today, guys.
You know what I'm scared of? The fact that both of you knew the guy with apparently the biggest tongue in the world.
No, I don't know.
You were like, no, I definitely remember
I'm
that
thinking
man.
of some like there was like a lizard guy that was on Guinness. Is that you're talking about? He's like all tattooed and it's really gross. He's got like a split tongue. That's what
it's gross until you find out what his tongue can do, and then you're like, well.
Shane, thank you for the 5. Whenever I think of the 80s, my first thought is of a boombox. It's just a stereotype.
I had that same joke, I'm pretty sure 2 weeks ago in a Star Trek meme. I'm pretty sure I used that same joke in this stream.
Well, did you find it, X-Ray?
What, for anyone in England, if you like Penn and Teller, Teller's not coming, but Penn is coming to the UK in September and doing, I think it's like a 4-stage tour. He's only going to 4 places with Piff the Magic Dragon. So if you're not going to get to Las Vegas where they normally tour, go there instead. The only reason I bought tickets to him today.
You're thinking of X-Ray? Sorry.
Blue Enigma, but I met him years ago when he performed with. I don't know who that is.
I don't know, but a guy called Blue Enigma is weird enough.
I thought that was going to be a joke. I'm not going to lie.
So did I. Like, Piff the Magic Dragon is already a weird enough name without some guy calling himself, like, Erection Man.
This is a guy who scrunches his face.
Oh, nope, this is that.
Your average Indian?
Oh, there you go, Disparu.
You're right.
He's not licking his... No, he's not licking his forehead.
Well, I mean...
kind of close. He's looking his...
That's his eyebrow ridge. That's not his forehead. That's underneath his forehead.
Pretty close. It's pretty close.
It's close.
No, I'm not going to include foreigners who have some, like, weird genetic malfunction.
Oh,
come on. Oh, yeah. Look at his face and I'm the bad guy. It's not my fault he's been married to his cousin for the last 1,000 years.
He's from Nepal. I don't know how to... Nepalese? Napoleon? I don't know.
Napoleon.
I'm surprised he's not their royal family, the amount of inbreeding that's been gone in that line.
Ian says, point of view, me running at Disparu. All right. Well, it's getting to that time, everybody. What do you have coming up next, X-Ray?
Tomorrow, Forbidden Frontier, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Neurotic Live. I want to play more Resident Evil, but that'll probably be on Monday during the day.
Yeah, same for me. I got it. Yeah, Monday. What about you, Disparu? What videos do you have coming out?
I'm going to be using Wicked Virtue as a human shield so that she gets licked on her forehead instead of me.
No, I'm quick.
Have fun.
It doesn't matter. You're light enough. I could just pick you up with one hand and
literally
use you.
just
Like
hold you.
Ian will be coming at me like, no, block.
What about like mini me, like
Yes, it's like you're light enough just to move around.
Disparu. I think the way to prevent him from licking your forehead is having a glass of whiskey, and he'll just go for the whiskey.
He'll be like, "Oh, thank you," and then you can run away.
I'll just throw it over him, and then he'll be disgusted at the loss, and he'll start licking himself.
Yes.
Because this is the thing, we need like a 3-part strategy. I hold whiskey, extra girl stands in the middle because she's like 600 foot tall, so he's not going to go over. Then we use Wicked to guard the flanks.
What?
This is a multi-part
He's got it all
strategy.
planned out.
And if he gets past, we just throw whiskey in his face, and he's so disgusted at the waste of alcohol that he just pisses off and goes to somebody else.
Oh, well, or maybe you could go with this method. Gotta lick his
I'm
forehead.
not licking his forehead first. I know where he's been.
Well, we'll see if he actually has to go through secondary check in immigration.
Yes. By the way, there's a certain Scotsman coming through your airport later, and he's very suspicious. I've heard this thing. I think he's got something shoved up his arse. I do.
Oh no.
Better check thoroughly.
Yeah.
Well, what besides your evading Ian plan, what else do you have going on? What videos?
Starfleet Academy. There's something on Paramount coming because apparently the press hated they hated Paramount, then they hated Netflix more, now they hate Paramount again, and then there's a load of people on Twitter who think that the Antichrist is going to take over entertainment and rule it for 1,000 years. And so I'm pleased with their pain. And then you've got more things. You've got Starfleet Academy. You've got various topics that I'm interested in. I want to do something on niche entertainment. Just various things I've written down over the last few weeks that I've never got around to. I might do something on the rest of the Burbs. I really enjoyed talking about Burbs episode 1. I might just do another video on the rest of the series. And for the stuff about whenever I'll be in America, will probably be like reviews that I can pre-record and just edit when I'm there.
Nice. Jason, thank you for another 5. Now, Disru sings his hit song, Fly Like an Eagle and Crawl Through Customs. Yeah.
They don't let you crawl. They put you into a metal box. It's like, sit there. Okay, I'm not gonna piss you off. You've got weapons.
Well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil next week. I got my show with Vera.
Feels like Resident Evil, to be fair. Feels like you're infected.
That's how it feels when you go through customs. I'm trying to finish it next week because I'm enjoying this game so much, and it's just going to be a busy month coming up. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Make sure if you haven't joined my Patreon, check it out. I do watch parties and stuff over there. There is a free membership as well for if you just want to hang out there with everyone. Yeah, and that's it. I'm gonna send you guys over to Mo. He's playing the Retro Jaws game. Make sure you spam his chat and. Because he's going to be very happy that we sent you guys over there. So show him some love. All right. We are out of here. We'll see you next week, everyone. Bye.
So yeah.